Some of you guys up here, man, are you shitty? I could smell y'all from across the room as soon as I walked in.
Smell like piss in here.
Smell like piss. Smell like shit. Smell like vomit. Smell like everything of the sort.
You know what it smells like?
What does it smell like?
Your upper lip.
Oof. Good one. 12-year-old Mo. You know what else it smells like? 55-point loss in a closeout game. That's what it smells like. But I'm not even really focused on your stench. I'm used to that. I sit next to you every day.
There's something shittier around here.
It's something way shittier.
It's fresh.
It's fresh as hell. It's pungent. I'm focused on a 3-1 loss from a team that we've been talking about should dominate their conference with ease, should be in the finals. Something about 55 wins in a gap year. Something about I own Joel Embiid. Something about the Sixers are light. PU. I smell 3-1 lead blown. B-Souls, how does this feel to smell like the shittiest person in the room?
Took a shower this morning.
Not
Can't be me. Can't be me. Might be my team though.
You took a shower this morning? What type of soap did you use? 3-in-1? Shit still stinks.
And what will LeBron say? Everyone in here can talk, not you though.
Whoa.
Not you. Mr.
Your shit is way worse. Your shit is way worse. Bro, teams get belted in the playoffs all the fucking time. The Warriors back in 2022 lost by like fucking 50 in the second round to the Warriors and presented to the Memphis Grizzlies and proceeded to go on to win the championship. Teams get belted all the time in the playoffs. That shit don't matter. 50? Who gives a fuck? 3-1? You're in history.
Raise your hand if your team has a ring since the 70s.
It's quiet as a
What's
bitch.
that got to do with anything?
Yeah, what time is tonight, Chad?
What's that
I got
gotta
back it down.
We just got in. Shout out to 73.
Okay.
You said you suck. Why are you challenging each other to a mid-off? You both suck. That's the crazy part. And man. Those goddamn Celtics. We were talking about them as our clear-cut finals favorites. We've been saying there's 3 serious teams in the NBA who could win a ring. Thunder, Spurs, Celtics. And that's off the merit of them being so proven in the playoffs, so ready with Jason Tatum back, so much better than the rest of their piss-poor conference. Here you are. The most pissed, the most poor.
I love sports, man. Sports is for me. You know what's funny, man? It's funny how we can all be wrong, yet I get clowned.
See, I can be wrong and be happy because evil lost. And when the Celtics go down, the axis of evil has fallen. This is a glorious day for me. I love to be wrong when it comes to the Celtics. You just got to be double wrong. Wrong and sad.
We like, again, we're wrong. We can live our lives.
Exactly.
Fuck.
I don't give a damn.
You and your family, y'all come from this. Your personal life has actually been affected by this. So of course we're gonna sit here and laugh.
And because of that, I feel for you. So I got you a little gift to hopefully raise your spirits on this glorious day so we can have a 2-hour podcast without you being down in the dumps crying. So I'm gonna give this to you real quick before
Such
we
a
get
nice
the show going.
guy, man.
What is this?
He's so thoughtful.
Real courteous, man. W
All the time.
hospitality.
Everybody-
Isaac
Some
really
bullshit,
he
man.
thinks about other people so much.
What is this, man?
I know.
What is this? Can I open it?
Hell yeah, you can. It's for you to open.
Of course.
You should open it.
Go ahead and look at it. What do you see?
Better not be pissed.
Piss.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. What is this?
Oh,
A
man.
76er shirt?
That's tough.
Welcome to the episode.
I thought it said champions. Couldn't be. Couldn't be.
We're throwing it back.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
He was bragging. I mean,
The cranium is crazy. Oh my god. Crown eaters rejoice.
Yeah, it's thought you need that gift a little bit. That'll raise your spirits, knowing you can have, like, it's like wearing your dad's shirt almost when you're a little kid going to bed.
All right, let's
That's a lot.
calm down. Let's calm down.
I tried to get you an Embiid shirt so your real dad would be on your chest. Didn't have Prime shipping, so I couldn't do that. But just imagine Embiid's name is on the back.
I do have an Embiid jersey.
Oh, you
You
should
do? When'd you get it?
Listen, man, I used to do a lot of things for gifted subs, and we'll talk about gifted subs. A sub goal was reached. So,
He said I used to do a lot of things, man.
that sounded crazy. But,
What the fuck?
PG 13. You know what I'm saying?
You
That's
used to
crazy.
with kinky souls, just keep it at PG-13?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh
All right.
my god.
So like we said up top, let's start by talking about the end of the first round before we get to the main topic, as you guys see by the title, which is our second round preview. We got to start by talking about 3 Game 7s, a Astroclass by the Atlanta Hawks, and the rest of the first round that ended since our last episode. Let's begin with none of the other. The Boston Celtics blowing a 3-1 lead. Outside of us laughing at B-Souls, this is the most fascinating loss to me in years as far as tracking the narrative arc of the 2026 Celtics. All of us believed they'd win the conference. Up here, I think we did our power rankings before the season ended. Did we all have them top 3?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
That was like near unanimous that they were the best team in the East because of the flaws we see with the Pistons in the first round going on 3-1 and the regular season with the lack of experience, lack of jump shooting, lack of creation, etc. The Knicks being so inconsistent over the years and us feeling how we feel about their star players. Who else is out there? The Cavs being relatively unserious and making the trade at the deadline. All these things that were kind of haunting the rest of the Eastern Conference. We felt like we had to give it to the Celtics because they've been there before and they proved that the way they retooled the roster, they should be the favorites. Fascinating that we got there after the season started where we thought after losing all these players, they'd have no chance. They'd be in the best interest to tank because we thought they'd be a 6 or 7 seed. And they proved us wrong. They made Hugo Gonzalez, Baylor Shireman, Jordan Walsh, Neemias Queta, all these guys develop into being ready-made role players to contend right away. And the whiplash of us saying, okay, you've done so good in the regular season. Joe Mazzulla is having one of the most brilliant coaching seasons I've ever seen to make those guys so good. We trusted and believed that, okay, we've seen you do it before. You're back to being contender level. As soon as it crashed and burned in the playoffs, my immediate mind went to, why didn't I have the foresight to see this cast of characters coming as playoff droppers? I should have been smarter and not coasted so hard off the brilliance of the regular season and considered more the playoff element.
We don't have to beat ourselves up like that. I think because
I think we could have seen part of it coming though.
Maybe, but also Peyton Pritchard said this after the game too. He's like, you guys weren't saying this when we were up 3-1. You know, like they had an inability to close the series, but all the things that were working in the regular season, it was happening at the start of the series. Like they were up 3-1. They were finding success. I think it's just the funniest part about this is that the downfall is just literally the same every single year.
That's exactly the point.
That's the funny part. And it's like even in a new era, if they would have lost, I would have been much more like, okay, you know, stuff happens if it was in a different way. But you come out and we're breaking threes over and over and over. And there were even points where Derek White, especially in Game 7, he was shooting the ball well. It wasn't one of those terribly bad Derek White shooting games. And the offense gets stale. You don't have Jason Tatum out there. Even when Jason Tatum was there in the series, there were times where the offense felt very 2022-ish, very Ime Udoka-ish. We're just gonna.
Damn it!
Yeah, we're just trying to get our game off. But I think for the Celtics, it's just like y'all really can't get out of your own way. And at this point, I don't think as long as Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Mazzulla are there, I don't think we can expect them to lose games or lose series in any other way
They
possible.
will die by that 3.
Yeah, this is in the fabric of the team.
Yeah, I agree. And I do think like this is the whole identity. This is what they do. They live and die by the 3. But I think at the end of the day, no matter what way you try to slice it, although there's supposed to be like a gap year, they weren't supposed to be in the range of like being one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, damn near winning 60 games. I think they won 56 to be specifically. This is all in all like one of the more disappointing things that I've seen in a little while because, you know, Tatum didn't play, but regardless of Tatum's there or not towards the end of the series, they still should have won this. And I think my biggest thing is like, damn, bro, like, although like the game plan should have worked and all that, I think the biggest crux of the situation is like, yeah, like this team looks like what everyone thought they should have looked like in the first place at the beginning of the year where their big man rotation was their big man rotation. Nikola Vucevic was thrown in there. He did absolutely nothing. And this is what like Jaylen Brown first option hoops like really would lead you to. A whole lot of nothing. More turnovers than fucking assists, bro.
Exactly. I think several things are true. I don't regret being so high on them after the regular season they had. It was amazing. And when they got Tatum back, we said, it's so clear they rebuilt the foundation of this team. The off-ball movements they installed to their offense to make them different than they were in the past couple of years, where it was a lot more Jason Tatum, driving kick, three-point explosion type of offense. They did a lot of split action, tons of off-ball movement, getting guys going downfield. They knew that Jaylen Brown half-court hoops couldn't replicate what Jason Tatum does, so they built him more off-ball movement to get him going and be able to take advantage of his skills, right? There was enough differences in schematics that we saw from Joe Mazzulla that was brilliant in the regular season. I believe that would translate. and those young guys have been so good for the whole season that all I could do is believe it's real. If I came up here and said, I don't trust these young guys, it would be like, what are we watching for? No, they just showed us for 82 games. We should trust them. So 10 times out of 10, I'm going to believe that and trust them because Joe Mazzulla and the Celtics had earned that right. Game 7. Luka Garza 0 for 2 from 3.
Yikes.
Baylor Shireman 0 for 3 from 3.
Fuck.
Ron Harper Jr. 0 for 1 from 3.
Shit.
Jordan Walsh 0 for 2 from 3.
Oh my God.
Hugo Gonzalez 0 for 3 from 3. The whole cast of characters of young players they turned around and made into a team that's good enough to not have a gap year played like a cast of characters that we thought would lead to a gap year in the beginning. So it all kind of came full circle, and it leads me to believe that I don't regret it because how could we have had this foresight? But it's not shocking to me that we look back and like you just said, the words you phrased is who we thought they were beginning of the season proved to be right in the end come playoff time. We should have considered that more instead of just looking at the beautiful nerd basketball that Joe Mazzulla did and assuming it would translate just because it translated in 2024 when the roster was very different. We should have had a little bit more thought into can this type of covering up for your big man group being mediocre by having a lot of wings crash the rebounds and win the possession battle. Can that translate? Can these role players that shoot really well in the playoffs be relied upon when they've never been in a high leverage game a day in their life? Can that translate? Can only having ball handlers being Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and Peyton Pritchard that can consistently create a paint touch, can that translate when you have a big man like Joel Embiid? We probably should have thought a little bit more about will the regular season success automatically mean playoff success.
But okay, so we were right, but also our entire tone on the team changed once Tatum came back.
Exactly, for sure.
So like all the stuff that we're saying, if Tatum never came back, I would have never 2 weeks ago been like, oh yeah, the Celtics can make it to the NBA Finals. Yes, the Celtics can do this, can do that. I purely thought that because Jason Tatum came back and was playing at the level that he was. Now, was I nervous that he could last the playoff run? Yes, I was. And that proved to be right because they're playing him 40 minutes a night. And even though that we're not even in the second round yet, that was one of my big concerns of like, once you start getting to every other day, the consistency of being able to do that and play at this level of intensity when you just tore your Achilles 10 months, you just started playing basketball 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, that's a very, very big ask. I'm not sure if we could do all of that. And for Game 7 specifically, when you don't have Tatum there, it really is y'all piss down y'all leg, and it's everybody who pissed down their leg. They had wide open shots at the end of the game. Once you come back from 18 and you still have opportunities to take the lead to do this, some of the fouls that they had were some of the most brain dead, unaware fouls of any defender at just complete lack of knowledge of time, score, leverage, ability, all of that. They did that. They weren't able to make shots down the stretch. Mazzulla started Ron Harper Jr., which is crazy.
You know what pissed me
crazy.
off? He started him for 4 minutes. Did not play him the rest of it. Like, what was the point, bruh? What was the point, man?
So I said all that about we should have seen some of the roster deficiencies coming. Other part of that conversation, Joe Mazzulla, man. In the regular season, by far and away the best coach in the NBA this year, I think. Several seasons now where he has not been an elite playoff coach. And it's almost like a playoff dropper as a coach. The way that he doesn't make adjustments and the way that he goes out on his sword is like, sometimes it works, living down by what brought you here. Lots of coaches do it. The fact that this style they play has so much variance leads to a lot more dying by it than other coaches do that are so hard-headed. And it just leads to you just simply have to acknowledge that while he maybe him and his staff may be some of the most brilliant minds in the NBA come regular season and maximizing players, they don't have that playoff resume.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of blame to share here, but every time I just try to analyze what I saw, as much as we want to, and we probably will, give a lot of flack to Jaylen Brown. I've been very low on Derek White this series.
There's a lot to go to Jaylen Brown.
Hey, listen. Yeah. I just keep on reverting back to Joe, dog. Because I've never seen a team revert from what made them successful in the playoffs and in the regular season, and just go away from that in the playoffs this fast, this quick, and repeatedly too.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when we look at the Celtics, we've looked at them from the lens of like, honestly, just last year and this year, 24, they got it done. But you really got to go all the way back to 2023, even in that Miami series when we had to come back from 0-3 against the 8-seeded Miami Heat. It brought back a lot of trauma to me. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I understand. And we're talking about all this blame to go around on the Celtics part. The real matter here is they were up 3-1. They would have won the series if everything stayed the same. Shit did not stay the same. You know why we said the Celtics had absolutely no chance of losing the series before the series started? Because we thought Joel Embiid wouldn't play because he's having appendicitis 3 weeks ago. He came back mid-series and became your father. He immediately flipped the series on its head. His ability to be rim protector made it so all those guards couldn't get any paint touches at all. It became straight up, you have to live and die by the 3 because his rim protection is changing the game. And then defensively for the Celtics, throwing the biggest giant skilled motherfucker in the world into the middle of that offense completely changed the skill level that these bigs have and whether or not you can survive with Neemias Queta and Luka Garza. You cannot when Joel Embiid is here. You can when he's not. So we're talking about all this blame that goes around. It kind of does come back down to the fact that Joel Embiid changed the series almost single-handedly.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we're about to smoke the Celtics back as much as possible, but there's a lot of credit to be given to the Sixers for real.
Yeah,
I think this is a team that got healthy at the right time. I looked at how many minutes VJ, Tyrese, Paul George, and Joel Embiid played this season. It's not much.
Yep.
And we're getting them healthy at the right time. So there's a lot of credit to give to the Sixers.
It's
All
just,
total aside.
The last thing about the Celtics and one of the more like fascinating stats that I've seen is seeing how their 3-point rate. It's so rare to say this for very specific teams, but for this team in this postseason specifically, they ended up taking way more threes in the playoffs than they actually did in the regular season.
Yeah.
And going back to like, of course, like when as soon as Joel Embiid came back, then it completely like fried their entire offense. They only scored over 100 points one time. And that was when Tatum was there still, of course, and that was Joel Embiid's first game back, and that's when they got like 128 put up against him. But after that, bro, the Celtics, they failed to score. They scored 97 points, 93, and just 100 points in that game 7. Joel Embiid changes everything.
Everything. He was amazing. Legacy game in game 7, he came out and he performed. And again, it's amazing that he did this off of an appendicitis. No more appendix in his body, off of a surgery, came back a week earlier than expected, already couldn't move because of the physical just deterioration that's happened over the last 2 years, is not mobile on defense, is way less mobile offensively, but still immensely skilled, immensely smart, makes the right reads, incredible shooter, all these things that he can still do. He got the most out of his game he possibly could in this series. Felt like he was hurt every 2 seconds, left it all on the line, and again, single-handedly beat the team. Not single-handedly beat, but single-handedly allowed his team to have enough to beat the team that we all think was head and shoulders above the rest of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, shout out to Embiid. He really did his thing. And
shout out to Tyrese Maxey. And shout out to Paul George.
The whole crew.
The whole crew.
The whole gang.
I've been testing VJ Edgecombe. Do it again. He did it like 3 more.
Kept doing this.
Fuck, man. Fuck.
And you know what? It really doesn't matter if VJ does it again because he did it already.
Yep.
And he got y'all out of there. So as in my head, VJ, your job is done. You can rest.
I'm sure you'd love him to rest now.
Yeah, you can rest.
In your head. Yeah, fuck out of here. Tyrese Maxey was amazing. In this role.
Nah, that was actually I just got
that was ridiculous.
You're so gross.
What, he wasn't even joking. What the fuck was that?
You're good. It is funny though. You've been talking all year like, oh, I can't wait to play the Knicks again. You don't even get the chance at revenge.
Bro, I was talking about if Joe Mazzulla can pull this off and make the finals, win the finals. We were talking about this might be one of the greatest coaching seasons I've ever seen.
Bro, the 2 teams we own, we can't talk shit about it.
No.
In the aggregate, we would have won.
How quickly things change from Joe Mazzulla's having a legendary coaching year. This might be a legendary Celtics team that finds a way to win against inexplicable odds to, first round exit. You should have been gone farther, petered out. You're a failure, disappointment.
Yeah.
Basketball's crazy.
Mike D'Antoni with some bop in him, man.
With some bopping him.
There's some bopping him.
Yeah. But to glaze Isaac, Tyrese Maxey, brother, he's leveled up as a player. I think he put himself in this playoff run so far into like a different category, just like elite level players, and like I think he's actually like a superstar now in my mind.
Nice.
Seeing how many different coverages that Joe Mazzulla put on him, and seeing how he just was just like at all times just too quick, too good of a shooter, too good of a tough shot maker from all 3 levels of the court, being a better playmaker than he was before, and not missing like simple, easy reads, and seeing how he gave everyone problems there. Derek White, supposedly like a lot of people would claim to be one of the 3, 4, maybe 5 best perimeter defenders in the NBA. He was a fucking terrible disaster to deal with.
The speed of Tyrese Maxey was a difference in these late games. Having the foundation of Joel Embiid and the gravity he brings, and the constant mismatch advantage of Tyrese Maxey's speed and ability to create a paint touch, it's such a stark difference to what the Celtics had on the other side, where none of their guards could create a paint touch, like at all. They had almost zero ability to score in the paint when Joel Embiid came back into the series. It showed you the value of Tyrese Maxey, that like whether he's the first option, second option, third option, depending on which stars are around him, that's an incredible playoff tool. It's almost like Jalen Brunson's mid-range game late in these series, in these recent years we've seen, how that's a consistent just look you can get to when things bog down. There's no bogging down for Tyrese Maxey because no one's fast at the same in front of him. Unless you have like a Sar Thompson or some other one of the best gifted defenders of all time, or like Wemby behind him, who if he gets the paint doesn't matter, which most teams don't have and the Knicks don't have. So we'll see how that goes in round 2. Tyrese Maxey's paint touches will always be a lifeline for your offense.
Bro, he played 45 minutes.
Like he's still fast as hell.
Yeah, he's playing 40 minutes every single night, and it never seems like he gets tired at any stretch of the game. He has these moments where there are some times where like his jumper may not be falling, or he'll go to the rim and it's not going, but he scores in like bunches. And so then once he starts getting going, I honestly like more so than a lot of people in the league, and it might be like a top like 10 thing, but he can go on like personal 8-0 runs. I feel like more than almost like anybody outside of like Luka, Shea, and those guys. He's up there with them. And so to basically have a near triple double, 45 minutes, and just keep doing this game in and game out, 4 3-point attempts. He's going straight downhill, going to the rim every single time. And I think that for Philly, now that you do have this combo, now that you actually are seeing the version of the Sixers that in their mind they were gonna get even last year, or I guess this year with VJ, but you have a backcourt, you have Joel Embiid there who can give you 30. Paul George we're going back and forth between him and OG as the best like 3-and-D player in the league, and they're dangerous right now, and they are scary, especially when you have your top 2 guys playing this way.
That's enough objective analysis. Bezos, put the camera on you.
Yes.
What the hell did the Celtics do from here? You had a team that everybody doubted. They overcame that. We all believed that they overcame that and that it was real and they'd be great. Turns out the initial beliefs and the roster weaknesses were real, and they were a regular season team merchant that couldn't translate to the playoffs. Jason Tatum came back early from the Achilles for nothing. Jaylen Brown had the best season of his career. He said it was his favorite season of his career. You got the most out of Jaylen Brown possible. Turns out it was for nothing. Derek White can't make any shots anymore, not getting any younger. Where do you go from here?
Oh, man. I hate it when teams make drastic changes and then we look back and we're like, yo, you didn't make that drastic of a change. I feel like there's a perfect reality where we just trade Derek White and that's all we need to do. But I'm not going to lie. Joe or Jaylen Brown, we got to make a decision, dog. I ain't going to lie. It is getting to that point.
Word?
Joe or Jaylen Brown?
A drastic change needs to happen.
I agree.
I feel like we are in this era where a lot of teams have like shorter leashes on them in terms of their timeline. And the reality is Tatum and Brown have been together since 2017. Joe Mazzulla has been the coach of this team for 4 years now. Going on 4 years, 5 years, whatever it is. Other teams make changes when stuff like this happens. We are seeing repeated changes, repeated mistakes over and over and over again. Something got to shake. And I feel like this is just the course of dying championship windows, low key. I'm seeing a lot of similarities between our timeline and the 21 Bucks and even the Denver Nuggets and how we talk about them. You know, maybe trading Jaylen Brown is our trading Drew Holiday for the Bucks.
I
You know what I'm saying?
so much.
But
That's crazy.
Listen, man. I don't think firing Joe Mazzulla is actually a thing they should do. I understand that we can recognize that he failed disastrously in this playoff series. He is still one of the best coaches in the league. Whether or not it translates to the playoffs this year, he did still make the most of a roster that shouldn't have even been in this position to begin with. Yeah. So I'm not on the side of firing him. This Giannis for Jaylen Brown swap is going to hit so good.
Man,
it's going to be crazy.
You on it?
Tough.
You on the train?
I don't know if it should happen. I mean, like we have to remember, like, you guys are literally a team that purposely like poach your own roster so you can be under the second apron, so you can have more flexibility. And this is the worst roster that someone like Jaylen Brown and Tatum have had around them since like they were probably rookies, you know? And now we're seeing them pull this team so far and have a coach like Joe Mazzulla who's doing all type of wizardry in the regular season to get the most out of these guys. And I think you're just at a point to where you need to like simply reload. I don't know if you need to do anything crazy like trade Jaylen Brown. The only thing that would make me want to do that is if Jaylen walked up to me personally and was like, yeah, like I want out of here. Or if some team just wants to get scammed, then sure.
You know how you reload? You sell high on guys I think they're bigger in the program. Like a Jaylen Brown. You ship him out for a Giannis. That's a reload to me.
I'm not doing that. We just
for a 31-year-old. I'm not going to rule it.
I'm joking about that. But I do think that they should consider, like, if there is an ability to sell high on a Jaylen Brown and, like, get another star and, like, reconfigure the look. Like, you guys know how I feel about Jaylen Brown. I've always felt on the overrated nature of his game. Like, I don't think it'd be crazy to recognize this as a window to do exactly what Bissell said and restructure the look and feel of your team. I don't think Jaylen Brown, the idea of moving him should be some stupid thought that if you say that, you're some idiot that doesn't understand the Celtics. I don't know if they need to be like thirsting to do it. They don't need to do it just to do it. But if there is an opportunity on the table, like I don't think if they did that and traded for Giannis for Jaylen Brown, like straight up, I would not think that's crazy.
Yeah. So I think out of the two, for what you're describing and what I have seen from a majority of Celtics fans, I think to appease that feeling, firing Joe would be the move. Because what it sounds like is, hey, I just can't live like this anymore. Right? Like we just can't keep going out on missed 3-pointer after missed 3-pointer after missed 3-pointer, which obviously is something that is probably going to be in the fabric of the offense. Now, if you want to say what's the chicken or the egg, is it the players that are putting the team in that situation, or is this truly like Missoula ball? You can figure that out. But I think to appease that, the coach is probably the way to go. I think you guys honestly are fine. I do think that it is just like, hey, let's get another big in here. Let's see if Brad Stevens can work his magic again and not completely miss on assignments for Vooch. If you had Simons in that series, even if Tatum goes down, you probably do win game 7, right? You have some more shooting, and that's just something that wasn't there. Now, for me, I would say, Jaylen Brown, you are on the trading block because what the hell was that stream?
Why'd you say all that?
Because
oh, you went my bad. Finish that sentence.
Yes,
What'd you say?
because what the hell was that stream? The other day?
Okay.
I think at this point, NBA league wide, I think it should be commonplace in the same way that they say you can't skydive, you can't ride motorcycles, you cannot host a stream. If you are a streamer, we are not drafting you. If that is something that you have ambitions of doing, you cannot be on my roster. Because what he did was some of the most loser, shameless stuff that I've seen in a while. That was ridiculous. To go director's cut, play-by-play, oh, we should have got this call, Joel Embiid is flopping. Brother, you had a wide open 3 at the top of the key to put your team up. You had every single opportunity. And every single time that he has had a chance to take a slight sneak diss at Tatum or to put himself as the one option on this team, he has taken it every single time this year. And Tatum has done nothing but just stay quiet and rehab from his Achilles, come back, play 40 minutes, do all the stuff. And it's game 7. We're less than 24 hours away from the loss. And you're going on stream, I do not want to see that at all. I think that was some of the worst stuff that I've seen all year from the Celtics.
And you know who I blame? Every single one of you that let Jaylen Brown get that shit off about Shea, because you guys also hate Shea when he was talking about Shea flopping. You put the battery in his back to let Jaylen Brown think that when he goes on camera and he talks about so-and-so flopping, that I played the game the right way, they flop, that we would love it. Because you guys love to see him slander Shea, now he thinks he can do it to everybody. He can go to Joel Embiid after Joel Embiid sunned him in a playoff series and made Jaylen Brown himself start flopping mid-game. There was one play where Jaylen Brown threw his body across the court, and then the announcers were like, oh, Joel Embiid has to watch that arm. He's throwing Jaylen Brown around. Jaylen Brown flopped like shit because he's trying to play the game too, because obviously Joel Embiid gets his calls. Jaylen Brown acting like he's above that, like he didn't try to do the same thing, is crazy. And the fact that he thinks that this is some popular approach that he turns on the mic and people will love it, disgusting. I hate everything about this.
Yeah,
Man.
I'm gonna be honest before you go, Mo. I watched the stream because I don't want to be a clip merchant. I want to get the full context of things.
Yes.
I watched the stream and I'm just like, where is the accountability? Like that ass. Like the whole stream was, oh, the refs got an agenda against me. Oh, we didn't have Tatum in game 7. Oh, I wish we played like the way we did in the first 3 games sooner. Where was accountability on your front? How about your offensive fouls? Oh, wait, it's just the agenda. It's just the ref's agenda.
That's the nastiest part.
It's just a turnover.
100%. Because you forget. For years, we've told Jaylen Brown, you're the smartest player in the NBA. You should go teach college classes. He can't do wrong. He's a genius. All he does is right, and all he does is elevated and eloquent, and he's a genius. Why would he ever have accountability?
Yeah, I don't know. Even the pass to Cater that everyone's been talking about. Oh, he was wide open. He passes it to Peyton Pritchard. You can truly make an argument that's the right play, but again, there's no accountability. Like, you also are a part of this pie as to why the season failed.
100%.
Just pure fact. You were inefficient in a lot of the last couple of games. Pure fact. Just say you were a part of the problem, and we can move on.
Yeah.
Yo, the Celtics is too big of an organization to sit down and let him yap his ass off to not just like pull the cord. I'm sure they got some crazy ass technology to just shut down the entire power to his fucking building, bro. Because that's what you have to do. He's literally like, when you hear things like, yeah, this is my favorite season of my career, I could somewhat understand that with context apply, considering like everyone thought they were gonna be like a 40-win team and they rose above all and they beat all odds and shit like that. That sounds cool. But then like when you read through the lines and going back to what y'all said, like he's not taking any real like responsibility for some of the missed passes, a lot of the missed passes other than that play, which I think that was fair game, that wide open corner three to Peyton Pritchard, fair play. But there's so many other instances throughout this entire series where Jaylen Brown just has like ball glued to his hands and he just doesn't have the fastest processing speed to get certain passes off. There's so many things, and hearing that, going back to the singular comment which he made about this being his favorite year, I understand that, but also hearing how he's like not really taking accountability and pointing fingers towards all other things. And out of everything he said, the most damning part was him talking about how that the refs have an agenda against me. That's why I'm like, okay, maybe I should rip the Band-Aid off and try to scam someone and see how much value I could extract.
I like that you said all that, because that was a very charitable approach to Jaylen Brown's comments. And I'm glad somebody up here has a charitable approach to Jaylen Brown today, because it will not be fucking me. You said, I'll give him benefit of the doubt and say that it's his favorite season because the team overachieved so much and he enjoyed this group and how much they proved everybody wrong. Motherfucker, he enjoyed this season because he had people on TV saying he's an MVP candidate. Because he had people on Twitter saying he's a top 5 player and he's better than Luka and all this other bullshit. He enjoyed the main character syndrome clearly. It's clear as day, reading the tea leaves.
This idea that like the world is against him just kills me. You got you got a Finals MVP that you arguably didn't even deserve. You're getting MVP votes that you arguably didn't deserve.
Yeah, and like, that's the worst part about this stream and about the way that he's going out is that the way that he's acted this year with some of like the more like traditional media push that he's getting, you don't have to do any of this. Like there is a certain level. You did level up. We did think that the Celtics were going to be mid at best. You averaged basically 30 this year. You played extremely well. This team overachieved. There's a lot of things that he had going for him in his corner this year. But every time that he had an opportunity to say something or to keep things moving forward for the future of the team or what the Celtics could potentially accomplish whenever Tatum came back, it always seems like he kept it at arm's length for the benefit of himself. And for that, and that's the unfortunate part about these streams and about saying that the refs are against me and they have this agenda. It's a problem, and so I do think that if you're the Celtics, you no cameras, nothing. You ask Jaylen Brown. You ask him, do you want to be traded? Like, do you want to have your own team? If so, we can make that happen, but we just have to know because we can't go through another year of this.
I agree, and. To wrap up the convo, long story short, I don't think they need to do anything. I agree with you that they stand pat and they get better on the margins and they run this vision back. Maybe try to get a guard that can create a paint touch so that way we can do Joe Mazzulla's system. But when you get a Joel Embiid type rim protector, it doesn't completely fall apart. You can have somebody that can still reliably keep the offense flowing. That's enough. They can do that. I can come back next year and I'll say, oh, they should probably once again be favorites to win the East. If they don't have a disastrous season and they're a little bit better, Jason Tatum is a little bit more healthy, I will once again feel as confident as I felt in them last year. Young players that we mentioned get a little bit better too. There's plenty of ways to stick to the plan and be just as good next season. There's a lot more to basketball than what's on the paper, though. And for all these reasons, it's not crazy to me whatsoever if they explore more dramatic options.
I will say, though, Vsauce, I am noticing something. I do remember Jaylen Brown being like, oh, yeah, we finna have zero pull up to the stream. Zeros come to the stream. Never happened. I'm noticing.
The noticer.
All right.
God forbid Jason Tatum does that shit. I could not imagine. Not a lot of stars would do that. And thank God it's not a star on my team. It would drive me insane.
He be going on other people's platforms though. He went on Derek White's podcast and people made a fuss about it. Oh, so he can go on Derek White's podcast, but not Jaylen Brown's stream. What's going on in Boston? All right,
Yeah.
So we're talking about the group chat. Remember when all the NBA players want to be rappers? Now they all want to be kick streamers. What a different era we're in. Now they all want to be Neon. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. The world is truly a different media ecosystem right now.
Yeah, man.
And your guy's at the head of it.
KD wanted to be Drake. Jaylen Brown wants to be Aiden Ross. Good Lord.
You want to be PBM?
Good Lord.
That's tough.
All right, that's enough of your misery.
Yeah. Thank God.
Feels like it happened so long ago.
I did.
Yeah.
You got belted.
Again, feels like it happened so long ago, bro.
Hello.
You saw it. You got used and abused.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. That night that it was happening, like I was literally spiraling. I was doing shit that I never did before in my life, bro. Bro, I came home to like want to like cool down and chill out. And my girl who's from New York, y'all know, was just like laughing in my face the entire fucking night. I was DMing people, threatening to beat their ass, bro. I was on my timeline saying like all types of shit. I was on my timeline saying, "Who in Chicago? Who want to fight? I'm ready to lose my life tonight." It was so bad, bro. It was one point in time score was like. I seen the craziest scores I've ever seen before in my life, bro. It was historic shit. I think that was like the craziest halftime lead in like literal NBA history. So I did make history too, B-Soul. It's my fault. I have like no idea where to start, but I feel okay. I feel better. Also, too, I don't think you were there. This motherfucker choked me out.
I was there.
He choked me out.
Yeah, pull up the video. Go to my Twitter.
Toward the end of the video, he choked me out.
He did choke you out.
And I really considered, I love you. I almost considered calling the cops on you for that and showing that as fucking evidence, bro.
It was payback though. You choked him out whenever Trae Young got traded.
But
it was his get back.
Yeah, but that's different though.
No, it's not.
No. He was laughing at my life. Okay? He was laughing at me. It's different. I did not incite you at all. You just went ahead and like choked me from behind too. I did it face to face. He came from behind and snubbed me.
This does look crazy.
I didn't even see him. I was just chilling, just like living in my sorrow, man. And he just came up fucking strangleholding me, bro.
But you were smiling though. You were smiling though.
Oh, he liked it a little bit. It was a little exciting.
You liked it a little bit.
Yeah, so as you guys know, the Hawks got fucking blasted by 100 million points by the Knicks. We all react to it. Go on my Twitter. Go on the Deep 3 Twitter. You'll see the videos of them watching it live. Cinema. From minute one, it was a meltdown. We don't got to talk about the basketball too much. A lot of time has passed. We'll talk about the Knicks in the next series. What are your closing thoughts on your Hawks season and your Hawks fandom going to next year? And just how bad your life is as an NBA fan.
Man, I don't even know where to start. I don't even think this is like a belt. This is like some real old school shit. This is like a centimeter stick. You know? Like it just really, really hard wood. Just whop, whop, whop. And this just sent the entire team spiraling. But, you know, lotteries next week. I'm on to new, bigger, and better things. That's all I gotta say. We traded our franchise player. I don't really give a damn about the season. Making the playoffs was like cool. We stole 2 games by like 1 point, which is hilarious. But we're growing. We'll catch up.
Doubt it. Other game sevens. Actually, we'll talk about the game sevens when we talk about those teams in their series. Actually, no. Let's talk about this one first.
Okay.
Magic versus Pistons. We got to talk about this one at least. Magic blew a 3-1 lead. Pistons, they were down 3-1. We said, wow. They showed exactly what we feared. Why we doubted them as a contender. Why we said that, well, they're a very good team. We'll rank them 5 or 6 in our power rankings. We don't think they can win a championship this year because the creation and the offensive players around Cade Cunningham weren't good enough. And when a team that's big and strong, just like you, walks through those doors, you don't have the firepower to beat them. You go down 3-1 against a team that we all appreciated and said good job in showing out in the playoffs. But we don't think the Magic are good. It's a good matchup for them, and they're performing as well as they can. Salute to them. We don't think this is a serious playoff team. And you're down 3-1. And then, to every person in Detroit, every Pistons fan out there, a shooting star came across the sky. Magic dropped into their laps. Franz Wagner got injured and everything changed. And all of a sudden, they have control of the series. They blow it. Because without Franz Wagner and without the duo of Franz and Paolo being such a size mismatch, the Magic just had no hope of scoring in these games. They blew a 3-1 lead, headlined by a game 6 in which they missed, like, was it 27 straight misses?
23
Jeez.
straight misses. Franz Wagner would have helped a lot there. Paolo had a disastrous game. After in game 5, he had a great game of 45 points. Game 6, he had another good game. His shots were going in. Wasn't enough because without Franz Wagner next to him, even when Paolo Banchero was making his shots, they're not helping off the people around him. They're saying, Paolo, you got to beat us one-on-one as a scorer because we don't think your style of play, we don't think your playmaking is enough with this roster around you. And they were right. The Pistons advance. How do we feel?
I feel like Cade's knocking. He's knocking on the door because that same time, Cade also leveled up in the last 3 games, and they needed him to score every bucket that he did, and he went through, and he said, you know what, Jalen Duren, he's not coming with me.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I'm gonna have to see him next series. I got to do this on my own. Last 3 games, Cade Cunningham 45 points in game 5, 32 and 32 in game 6 and game 7. Hooping, shot 5 of 8 from 3 in game 5, 2 of 4, then 4 of 6 in game 7. His 3 was falling. The jumper was falling. He was ultra aggressive. He put the team on his back. You had that happen. You had Asar Thompson out here look like regular season Asar
He's like
Thompson.
Dennis Rodman. He was so destructive defensively.
He was fantastic. And listen, man, the Magic, you just didn't have enough.
You just lost Franz, so that makes your
you didn't
offense
have
be
enough.
just not good enough. And defensively, Franz was by far your best Cade Cunningham defender. Cade averaged at like 26 in those first few games with Franz there. Still performed well up and down. Franz did a very good job defending him. I don't want to simplify it for Pistons fans, act like they didn't come out and like deserve that win for everything you said. Asar went crazy. Tobias Harris game of his life in game 7. Cade,
Really series of his life. Tobias played very
good.
well this
Cade
entire
played very
series.
good. Series of their life, they earned that 3-1 lead. If I'm a Magic fan, it really does boil down to Franz being essential on offense and defense, and missing him, they have no chance.
So funny is 40 minutes ago, they fired Jamal Mosley, which is absolutely fucking hilarious. Yes. And they were playing about that no matter what happens, he's gone. And I guess it's like the most like respectable way to go out. If you're Jamal Mosley, you took your team to 7 games.
Nah, it's kind of worse. it's kind of worse. We were going to fire you initially, and then you were on the way to saving your job, and you had a 3-1 lead, and you blew that. And so this is really further confirmation that you should have been fired.
Yeah, they have
coming into the playoffs.
They have so many things to go ahead and change, bro. Yesterday, Jalen Suggs, he went ahead and shot 22% from the field. That's absolutely disgusting. But guess what? That is higher than what he shot previous to the last 3 games, where he shot 18% from the fucking field.
His series averages went up.
Brother, he shot 29% from the field this entire series. He's a problem. He's someone who I think, like a couple years ago, like I'm a fan of his still, and a couple years ago, I feel like he was like a real like difference maker and X factor to where this team is going to go. And I still think he's a very impactful player, but he just cannot with the deficiencies of the stars of this team and really like the whole entire roster. He like really amplifies everything that's wrong with this team when his shot is not going.
I saw a tweet that someone said you put a dog's brain inside of Jalen Suggs' body, it'll start mooing. it'll start to moo. They got him. That's hilarious.
Bro, when your true shooting is a bad field goal percentage,
ooh,
it's bad, bro.
And this Paolo game, this season 2 for Paolo, this series was like the most extreme example of the Paolo Banchero experience. Came out, started amazing. Second play-in game, first playoff game of this series, lit it up. The process was great. Got to the rim. With Franz there, they had enough to be able to put attention to Paolo and not have it be too much. That he played fantastic. And we said, okay, I guess he is a playoff riser. He's doing it again. This is crazy. A couple bad games happen. All right, this is going to happen. It's the playoffs. Paolo's inconsistent. Amazing game happens. Scores 45. Shoots 6 for 10 from 3. Wow. Dominant Paolo Banchero performance. Game 6 happens. One of the worst games I've ever seen. Then game 7, he comes out and makes shots again. You know how you define the Paolo Banchero experience? Good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Whether it be month by month, week by week, season by season, game by game, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad.
Literally.
We got that in every single way imaginable. In some ways, it was good, bad per half in game 7. The most epitome of streaky player happened in every single facet of measurements.
Listen, man. I honestly, I still just can't believe they scored 79 points in game 6. Like, Franz there or not, you're up 22-24 at halftime. You lose by 14. And the
That's so crazy.
And the other team doesn't score 95 points. That was egregious. That is something that cannot happen.
That's horrible.
That picture's hilarious. A towel over someone's head with the bad stat is a hysterical image.
Yeah, truly. So like, I think for the Magic, they're also stuck because you just traded 4 first-round picks for Desmond Bane. You really need this core of Bane, Paolo, and Franz to work. And what they're going to do this offseason is obviously get a new coach in there, tell themselves Franz was hurt, Paolo was inconsistent all year. We're finally going to get an offseason where we can get everybody together on the same plan, and next year is going to be the year. I kind of do believe in it because there were times throughout this series where I saw the vision, and you look at the team and it's like, you guys just need a little bit more offensive creativity. But I think for them, their path forward is very singular and is very linear. I don't think they can be super creative and have like 8 options on the whiteboard. You probably only have 2.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. They might have to trade Suggs just by nature of like there's not many other ways to improve. I guess you could try to upgrade the Wendell Carter spot with another spacer or something with like your slew of young players. Try to give somebody like an Anthony Black, Tristan Da Silva types. I guess if that's enough. But if you want to bring in like a real difference maker, whether it be a skilled 5 that can provide spacing, a different type of guard that's a little bit more of a consistent creator, I don't know what they feel they need. If they do feel like they need something, Suggs is probably their best avenue, even though the stuff he brings is so valuable. I wouldn't be like excited to trade him and sell low, but I don't know what other options they have.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they're like literally committed to Paolo Banchero, and his contract starts kicking in next year. They're already paying Franz. They're
2 months, really.
Yeah, literally 2 months for real. They're already committed to Franz too. Like, this is their core, and sadly, like, I would want to get rid of Suggs. I think Suggs in the future we could look up one day and he could be like a very integral and important part to a championship level team, in almost similar lights to how like Derek White is, or someone like Aaron Gordon, some do-it-all Swiss Army guy who's defensive faced and forwarded.
Yeah,
but like he just has to go because he just simply doesn't fit perfectly with Paolo and Franz. Now you want to wait and play because this team hasn't had much of an opportunity to be healthy together for a full regular season. I get that, but I think time is crucial right now for the timeline that they're on.
Yeah, they could do nothing. They could do something small. I don't know for sure. A new coach will make a huge difference, though. And again, hopefully next year's the year that Paolo Banchero becomes a superstar.
I didn't know who to root for this Game 7. For narrative's sake, I was so conflicted.
Yeah. Let's transition now to our preview of the second round, and let's start with Pistons versus Cavaliers as our second round series, because I'm glad the Pistons won this series. We picked them to win. I want to see them advance. I want to see Cade Cunningham in more and more series kind of grow into the superstar role. And they came back from down 3-1, and like you mentioned in the beginning, much credit is due to them for doing that. Much credit is due to Cade Cunningham for rising to the occasion and performing as an elite scorer in a series where they take away your playmaking and don't help off of people and give you those interior passing opportunities. They say you got to unload the clip. He unloaded it. They say Asar Thompson, you're going to better provide hella defensive value because the offense is going to be there. He did that. I do still feel worried about what we saw when they went down 3-1. And I do worry that we're going to see that in every single series, and they're always going to have to overcome such immense offensive holes that I'm kind of scared a little bit still.
I can understand them being nervous. They're playing the Cavs.
Also nervous about the Cavs. Also nervous about them.
You went to 7 games with a team that didn't have Emmanuel Quickley, didn't have Brandon Ingram for the last couple games. Mm-hmm. You were tied at halftime of Game 7 with this team. You are deeply unserious, and I think that Detroit is just as, if not more, physical than Toronto. They have more offensive talent than them. I think there's a world where Duren might have. Well, actually, no, we'll see, because that's a tough thing to now have to go from Wendell Carter to
going Twin Towers down there.
Yeah, now we got Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. That's tough, but
Jared Allen discovered physicality in Game 7. By the way, he became Shaq down there, dominating CMB and all these guys. Previous games, he was out there letting himself get boxed out by 6'7" guys. All of a sudden, he realized he's large.
Bro, RJ Barrett bumped into him and he was like, "All right, man, chill out, little dude."
Yo, pipe down.
Yeah, I was like, "Why is Jared Allen feeling like this? This is different."
He looked like AD for some moments in that game.
Yeah, but I think like Detroit. I don't trust Cleveland, and so everything in my heart really wants to say Detroit in 5. However,
5, okay.
However, I can't do it because that offense is disgusting.
Yeah. So I don't know how to feel. I'll find my opinion as we all discuss it because I agree. The Cavaliers showed a huge amount of unseriousness, and boiling things down to like they didn't want it bad enough isn't typically like a smart way to talk about playoff basketball. They went to Game 7 with the fucking Raptors. Salute to the Raptors. The Cavs didn't want it bad enough at times. They weren't serious. Donovan Mitchell had a hard time with those switching lengthy defenders for everything we talked about in last episode. That when he's not playing against drop coverages, being able to abuse them with his off the dribble threes, things get really difficult at times for Donovan Mitchell to find consistency. The shots are not consistently high quality. So a team that can switch everything and give you a talented defender on both sides of the switch, going to be a hard matchup for Donovan Mitchell. Mm-hmm. There might be a little bit more holes for him to poke at against this team that has Duncan Robinson on the court at all times. Jalen Duren's a slow-footed center. Maybe he can get some good looks off there. But there's also Asar Thompson. I don't know if they're going to play Ron Holland, if he's going to be there. I don't know how many elite defenders they're going to be put out there to make their offense good enough. But there's no shortage of great defenders to give Donovan Mitchell trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel when I don't trust one team's offense and the other team had to have second half comebacks in every game because it came out so flat against physicality, and now you're facing more physicality.
Yeah, it's crazy. This series is going to be so entertaining, and the narratives that we're going to get off of this is going to be fantastic. But I almost want to like lean towards the Cavs simply because I think defensively they're decent, they're all right or whatever. But offensively, I think what'll move me is the playmaking of James Harden and whatever Donovan Mitchell can give you, and how like Cleveland just has like so many shooters that you have to answer for and you have to cover, and that spacing is so hard, and they have so many different looks to try to generate decent offense, whether it be through D-Mitch, whether it be through James Harden, or even like Dennis Schroeder, who literally saved their season a couple of nights ago. And I think Evan Mobley will probably be an issue in his physicality. Like going back to like certain things aren't like the smartest ways when it comes to talk about basketball, bro. Sometimes basketball is just so simple, and like the hoop heads are right. Like, yo, Evan Mobley, how physical are you going to be? How are you going to like deal with being put out of position every other play when it comes to guys like Jaren Duren like putting his fucking elbow into your guts? What's going to happen, you know? And I want to lean towards the Cavs, but I don't know how legit that is because Evan Mobley kind of scares me. He's the ultimate factor for me.
Who defends Cade? What's your look defending Cade in your starting lineup? Dean Wade? You're starting Dean Wade? Max Strus?
Ooh, now that you put it that way.
You probably start with Wade just so you can get the length on Cade.
Sure.
So Cade can attack. They can run guard-to-guard switches and have Cade do what he just did against the Magic and be a very consistent half-court ISO scorer. You can attack Donovan Mitchell. You can attack whatever small wing you put out there. Dean Wade, Strus, Merrill. James Harden is a solid one-on-one defender in those situations, but it's not like he's locked down. We just saw him do better against better defenders than James Harden. Lots of holes for Cade to poke at, and we know their offense is going to devolve into Cade poking at holes, and it won't be like efficient offense, but when you pair it with how good the Pistons defense is, it could be enough. We just saw that. There's a lot of holes for him to poke at. On the other side, you mentioned Evan Mobley and his aggression or lack thereof. He just had a very good series. 18 points on 65% true shooting. Did a very good job navigating the lack of spacing and using his length and his angles and wide-ass strides to create rim opportunities against smaller defenders. Tobias Harris going to be stopping that on a consistent basis when starting lineups are out there?
Probably not. I'm also nervous.
Asar Thompson's going to give him fits, bro.
Then if Asar Thompson's giving Evan Mobley fits, who's giving Kate Cunningham fits? My bad. Who's giving James Harden and Donovan Mitchell fits? It's got to be Asar Thompson can't guard everybody.
Oh, but he can.
They have so many guys.
He's going to try his best.
They have so many guys, but then they can't put all the guys out there at the same time or their offense isn't good enough. So they're going to have a lot of Duncan Robinson, Tobias Harris minutes. Who is defending those two guards on a consistent basis? Can you give Donovan Mitchell the same issues that the Raptors gave him? Because the Raptors didn't give a fuck about offense because they weren't going to score a lot anyways. They put out straight demons defensively and said, we're going to have to muddy this down. I don't think the Pistons can do that.
I low-key think they can start there. I think.
And what's it look like? What starting lineup are you imagining then? Like benching Duncan Robinson?
No. So it would be Cade, Duncan. Actually, no.
They don't change the lineup, but you're saying they do a lot more defensive slanted lineups early.
The starting lineup would be fine because I do think like if they can come out and get their regular game off and really let their defense carry them, it's fine. I think in my mind, I think the Pistons win this series a majority of the time if we run it like 10 times, 100 times, whatever. You went 7. Like, it really is very, very shocking and very scary that you weren't able to handle business as well as you did. And I think they win. I just don't know the margin yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's 5 or 7, because also, like, we got the James Harden experience where the first 5 games were good. They were solid. And then game 6 and 7, 5 for 14 in game 6, 3 for 9 in game 7, like 1 for 4 from 3 in game 6, 1 for 5 from 3 in game 7. That's why if it does go later, I feel better and better about the Pistons.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, right, because that game is going to happen.
Do we expect a Jalen Duren bounce back? I know they have these twin towers, but Jalen Duren struggled because Wendell Carter is just as strong as him, and that was an issue for Jalen Duren, whose finesse scoring wasn't ready in this series, and he has to be able to be physical and finish through you and be bigger than you and have that just impact on you as the series wanes on. Jaren Allen and Evan Mobley aren't the most stout guys compared to Wendell Carter. They're better for sure, and maybe that makes up for it. And the skill of Evan Mobley's defense and the skill of Jared Allen Pro ends up making up for it, and it's even harder than Wendell Carter. But maybe that specific change in strength level lends to Jalen Duren doing a little bit better.
What makes a series so hard to talk about also too is that, of course, like, they had their season series and it's split at 2-2, but this team, or the Cavs specifically, went through so many changes, and Harden was there for both of those games, and also too, while he was there, like, Donovan Mitchell wasn't healthy, and also they played a game without Harden as well, I believe. And even though, like, that was the case, these games too were so, like, wildly goddamn close. The last time they faced each other was March 13th or March 3rd, and the score was 109 to 113. Cavs ended up winning this, and this is a game without Donovan Mitchell, and James Harden just shot like 5 for 17. And what really won them this game is the 3-point battle. They hit like 17 to the fucking Detroit Pistons 9, but they kept this close regardless. So ultimately, like, that matters, but also, like, kind of doesn't matter.
I think another interesting part is Cade Cunningham was defending the hell out of Paolo Banchero.
Yeah.
Cade's like Shea, where his coach says, you're going to have to go out there and defend and switch and be just as aggressive. We're not hiding you whatsoever. He's very good at that. You're going to have to do it a lot against these two talented guards. I mentioned Asar can't guard everybody. That means Cade is going to have to be like a primary assignment on an all-star guard. That's a lot of energy to ask for 2 straight playoff series. That if one just went 7, this one's probably going to go long too. You're going to have to be the isolation scorer you just were, unless Tobias Harris has more magical games, which he gives you 25 plus. I don't know if you rely on that. So I'm assuming Cade has to average over 30. And you're going to have to be asked a lot of you defensively to actively guard these 2 dynamic guards. That's kind of the story of the series to me, is can he do that for another long series?
And if he does that, listen, you're one of the best guards in the East,
goated.
right? Yeah, you're one of the best players in the league. That's what people have been saying about Cade this entire year. That's been one of the talking points around him. And there are times where people just elevate and just prove to you that they can do the thing that nobody thinks is possible. I think Cade can do it. I think that there's going to be enough Donovan Mitchell slightly inefficient games, and then you'll have your Harden game 7 or game 6, whatever. That I think the safe pick right now is probably Pistons in 6.
Yeah, I think I'll go Pistons ultimately, and Pistons in probably 7, because going back to the whole Cavs thing, like, I'm thinking about it now, like, they don't have much of an answer perimeter wise for someone like Cade. And then I do think there might be a couple of games where Tobias Harris can get some shit off and give you a smooth 17, 18 points or whatever it might be. And, like, this is the exact type of team where the Pistons are foldable. They can be, like, embarrassed. They can be put in, like, the Cavs, they can be embarrassed. They can be put in a chokehold.
Oh, listen, both of them are foldable. Like, both of them can be put in a chokehold. I also think
they both like pretzels.
Yeah. Also, the defense for Detroit, and you saw it in this series, and then you even saw it for Toronto. Like, the best offense for those two teams were just getting out and running and being able to get live ball turnovers and then convert off of that. Detroit is much better at that, and Detroit is going to be able to do that. And I think that they're going to have those moments where you are going to be able to get in transition, and you have 1 or 2 options to spray out to 3. Where, like, Toronto, that's not really a thing.
Yeah.
So they can sum up enough offense, I think.
Yeah, I think I also lead Pistons in 7. Right now I lean that way. But this is one of those series that I truthfully don't know. I need to see game 1 before I have any type of feel for how this is going to go. That like on paper, it's so close. I got to see how the coaches go about the matchups. So tentatively, Pistons in 7. But if we come out and we see the Cavaliers show something really inspiring in game 1, I won't be shocked if I feel differently pretty immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be such an interesting series of who's gonna win. Because even then, like, as my mind starts to like move forward of like the Knicks, like who would I want the Knicks to play? Like, because I honestly listen, I'm scared of Detroit, man. Like they're mean. They're mean, man.
They hurt.
They hurt people.
I feel good about the Pistons having enough to beat the Cavs because I don't think highly of the Cavs right now. When we get to the next round and it's either the Knicks, who are a well-balanced two-way team, or if the Sixers upset them because healthy Joel Embiid is playing well, then I have real concerns about the Pistons' ability to beat those type of teams. But the Cavs are just frail enough that I have faith in the Pistons.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, let's go to the other series in the East, close out the Eastern Conference preview. Knicks versus 76ers. How do we feel?
No numbers. Put the laptop away. Because I don't care about none of that right now. I don't care about any of it. You know what this is. There's an evil man out there in Philadelphia that's running the streets. Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns, you take that man down by yourself. You do it. Don't call the police. You take this into your own hands.
Vigilante shit.
Yep.
So obviously the Knicks, I think, on paper, have been the better team.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is evil.
The Knicks are a well-rounded team that have, I think, better depth than the 76ers.
Yes.
Their defense has been clicking. They're getting a good defensive showing out of Karl-Anthony Towns, and especially Mitchell Robinson, the look they're giving. Their wings are playing well. Jalen Brunson closed out the series very well against the Hawks. And they're playing, I think, right now, peak Knicks basketball. Not a whole lot of flaws to point to with how versatile their offense is and how versatile their defense is in ways, too, right now. 76ers, on the other hand, hard to really pin down because the Joel Embiid factor is so unknown. With the way Joel Embiid was playing, if he plays for a healthy 7 games in this series and is the best version we just saw from him in Game 7 and the rest of the series he played, right? That makes it so these teams are almost even to me. Don't know if I can rely on Joel Embiid to play all these games. So how do we go about even talking about this?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play all these games. I'm honestly waiting on the notification for tonight for Game 1 because he had there were 2 moments in like in the second half of Game 7 where his knee got bumped into and it looked to be like slightly hyperextended. It's one day. There's one day every other day this series. Yeah. And so I like if he plays tonight, cool, but I'm not expecting.
Yeah, okay, so I think we should start there.
Yeah.
If Joel Embiid doesn't play and he misses good amounts of games, and if we get that annoying tweet that he's out for the last 4 games or whatever, then I think we're obviously going to lead the Knicks. There's no reason for us to believe in the Sixers without Embiid. Let's say he's there for now. Let's just treat it that way mentally. What scares you most about the 76ers? What advantages do they have that you feel like could lead to an upset?
Obviously, the stuff that we talked about earlier and the stuff they killed Boston. Tyrese Maxey's speed is different. And like even the defenders that you have for the Knicks, it's not the exact type of defender that you would love to throw on a Tyrese Maxey. Like OG is very, very physical. Asking OG to basically slide his feet and get on his high horse, that's tough. Mikal Bridges the same thing. Like Josh Hart, that's gonna be very, very tough. So I think that's happening. The physicality of Embiid, once you start getting, also get ready. We're going band for band foul baiting with Embiid and Brunson this series. But once you do get that, Cat is prone to that. I'm nervous that the foul trouble gets to a point where the big rotation really, really gets spread thin.
Real quick on the Embiid foul baiting thing. He does foul bait, so obviously there's one shot specifically in his last game. He like threw his body out, did his little leg shay thing.
Yeah.
He does still foul bait. People think every time he falls, he's foul baiting. He falls to save his knees, and you can tell that he doesn't want to put too much shock, so he just falls all the time. And everybody takes it as foul baiting, like he foul baits 100 times a game. He's just scared to sprain his knee on like every play.
That is
people. I was people.
Yeah. Listen, you're playing against him. I don't expect you're playing against him. I don't expect you to have a charitable idea of what Joel Embiid is doing, but I do think a lot of those are him just trying not to get hurt.
Yeah, Wemby does the same thing. When you're 7 feet tall, 200 whatever pounds, you can't fall on your knees that amount of time.
Yeah, falling is better for you.
Yeah. So I would say those 2 things. And listen, Paul George and the way that he's been playing and adding a third guy in there, that can get you 20 points, that can go on the other side and give and move with OG, move with Brunson on the perimeter. Those three things are the ones that I'm looking at and saying like, okay, if we can contain one of these three, I would feel much better about the series if everybody's healthy all the time.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Now, you laid out the Sixers' idea of them, what makes them so strong and know very well. Mo, as somebody who just got the cat back shots for several games in a row, how do you feel about the Knicks and the way they're playing after you saw it firsthand, root against it, and you saw them abuse a small backcourt and a small front court that couldn't hang with Cat? Now we got the biggest backcourt. We got Joel Embiid there, but not a lot of size next to Joel Embiid. Do you feel good about what you've seen from Cat and really the rest of the Knicks offense to be able to succeed and like win decisively?
Man, I still feel good about the Knicks potentially winning this series because the Joel Embiid question is just so wild, and with the type of shit that the Knicks are doing in the first round and how like physical they were and how like the referees just let them do pretty much set whatever screens and all that shit that they want to do. Don't look at me like
no, Cat does.
You know.
Cat says a booty scream every time.
You have to be honest. It was egregious, but that's fine. It's playoff basketball, so I get it.
Don't act like Embiid is not.
No, Cat is no.
Embiid,
It's different. It's different.
It's like that too.
It's different. A scorer that leverages his stuff. We all know what that is in the modern NBA. Cat is on Draymond timing. That every time he does a handoff, sticks his ass out, moves his feet, no pivot foot. Every single handoff he does is a moving screen and a travel.
That's the
same
league,
thing. Same thing with Josh Hart and all that too. Like I get it. But
Tyrese Maxey be carrying. Now what? Now what?
But I do think that matchup right there is one of my favorite things rolling into the second round. And for the Knicks, bro, the main advantage that they have against the 76ers is just a simple conversation about depth. And as long as Jose Alvarado can come in and give them decent minutes, who I think would be an interesting defender on Tyrese Maxey. Obviously, like Tyrese would win that matchup 9 times out of 10, but still, like, that would be an interesting wrinkle. Same thing with Deuce McBride, and I think those guys like that will make a true difference. And the bench overall might sway me because Philly's bench is fucking disgusting right now. Outside of Quentin Grimes, if he's off, if he can't give you like the normal 7 or 8 points that he's averaging, and also if Drummond can't give you like too much too, which he's bound for inconsistency, like the series can be over in like fucking 6, potentially 5.
6. You mentioned one less game. I thought you were gonna say like 4 or 5.
I was gonna say 5, but I was like, I gotta put respect on Tyrese Maxey.
Okay,
but it could be over in 6.
Sure, but I mean, I think you just named 2 important players in the series that will give them a lot. I think both these teams can be got in transition. Quentin Grimes gives you transition scoring. It's one of the few things it does well. So I think it can be a decent Quentin Grimes series. I think it's an essential Drummond series to hang with Mitchell Robinson in those bench minutes. To be able to be the one guy that has some girth to him that won't get dominated on the boards like Mitchell Robinson. So yeah, you mentioned those 2 bench guys. Those 2 guys are hugely important to me. And I feel decent about their chances of having good impact. I think this is going 7. And I think it kind of just boils down to whose stars are going to perform better in these late games. Because I think these games are going to be immensely close every single time. I think this is a boil down to which guard is better, which big man wins the old beef in 2019. Can Joel Embiid be too physical and good at the rim for Cat? Can Joel Embiid's limited mobility lead to a Cat getting him a lot on these pick and pops and attacking off the dribble? We'll see there. I think they both will get their games off. I trust Tyrese Maxey a lot with those paint touches. Mikal Bridges is not good at defending quick guards in small spaces.
Yeah.
That's like, I do not see how they stop Tyrese Maxey in any meaningful way.
I'm gonna be honest. That's what I'm excited for in the second round. Someone is gonna shit the bed in the Eastern Conference in both of those series. I'm excited to find out who's gonna join us in Cancun.
I think we've seen a lot of series where the Joel Embiid stuff when he's not 100% healthy leads to some meltdowns in second halves. I'm hoping that we're not seeing that now because Tyrese Maxey has risen. Paul George is playing very well. The Knicks, man, they play all these series where they're bound to play long series because they fuck up in the fourth quarter and blow games they shouldn't blow. It's just like in their goddamn DNA. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the nature of having a guard that isn't an amazing playmaker to keep the offense afloat at times and a big man who's undisciplined at defense. So like crazy shit just happens to them all the time. Sounds like we're going to have a long series when both teams are so dramatic in their strengths and weaknesses relative to each other. Who do you trust more in a game 7?
Yeah, I mean, I trust Brunson. I think this is going to be a much better series for Brunson as well than last series against the Hawks.
In terms of like his matchups?
In terms of just his scoring. Like, I think he'll have a much better time getting his...
Because he has to go get to drop coverage with Joel Embiid, so there's going to be mid-range buckets for him.
Yeah, so I think he'll be better this series. It's same for me. Same thing as last series. We should run them.
Run them.
We should run them.
Would Joel Embiid healthy? You should beat them in 5.
We should beat them.
I don't think they should.
Man.
However,
I don't think they should.
obviously, we are who we are. Knicks in 6.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that's what it is. We beat them in 6 games last year because once again, then I go back and forth. Like the 6 games probably should have been the 6 games because we stole game 2 and then we choked game 5. You can call those a wash, whatever. But we were in very, very good control of that series. I don't know if y'all remember. Julius Randle was not there for that run. We were counting on Bojan.
Oh, you're saying 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago in 24. We were counting on Bojan Bogdanovic to come in and give us really, really good minutes and good scoring. And he broke his ankle halfway through the series. We were out there with our 9th and 10th man, and Precious Achiuwa was out here giving us crazy minutes. Like, this team right now is so much further along. And when you see the amount of depth that this team has compared to what the Sixers have, and the fact that they are really a 6-man rotation, 6.5-man rotation, I think that they can be got, and I think that we should beat them. Now, I will say all weekend long, I am kind of scared because the fact that Embiid came back from this appendicitis thing, went on the road, slayed one demon in Boston. We're having a lot of things like Tobias Harris shot well in a game 7. A lot of weird things are happening in the world. And it feels like there's a possibility for Joel Embiid and the Sixers to finally have their run, their shining moment. And the Knicks have played a lot of long series over the last couple of years. Sometimes things just catch up to you. There's that small possibility that's been telling me in the back of my mind, like, you guys might get got this time.
Yeah, I don't think it's like, I get why you're framing it that way. You're a Knicks fan, obviously. I understand it. I don't think it's some fairy tale if the Sixers come out and beat them. Or if they goes to 7.
It 100% is a fairy tale.
If the Sixers come out.
So it's a fairy tale as far as Joel Embiid's never healthy. So if he stays healthy, it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Paul George got suspended. Paul George, they have 2 of the worst contracts in the NBA right now. And for them to finally get a healthy Joel Embiid run, or healthy Embiid run, to have Paul George have that suspension in the middle of the season, which low-key probably helped him save all of this wear and tear on his legs. And now you're finally getting this core that you have not seen all year long, and you guys are peaking at the right time. It is a fairy tale.
Sure.
Regardless of who you play.
It's a fairy tale as far as it's unlikely these guys stay healthy, and they are currently healthy. So it's like, we're happy to see that. We couldn't rely on that. But as far as like on the court, how good this team is, they're just as good when healthy right now. Like, it's not a fairy tale as far as like, if the Knicks lose to this team, if everybody's healthy, it's not a disaster. It won't be. I mean, maybe they will choke. I'm not saying they're going to for sure lose in a respectable fashion, but the idea of them losing to the Sixers isn't crazy. This team is very good. When we did our final power rankings, I was like, if I knew Joel Embiid was going to be healthy, I feel great about this team right now with the starting 5. This is a legit, fantastic starting 5 when everybody's healthy, with the way Paul George has emerged, with how well they've done with Kelly Oubre being this like dunker spot power forward guy that maybe doesn't have the size to like be consistent on the rebounds, but offensively it works really well with Joel Embiid playmaking, drawing the double teams in this slow, methodical fashion he does. We know the power of their athletic backcourt. They have serious advantages over the Knicks that, again, if I'm just assuming Joel Embiid's healthy, which who's to say, this will go 7 and it's anybody serious to me.
Yeah. I think 2 things that also can sway me as well is seeing what someone like VJ will be able to do against the Knicks, how often he's going to hit those wide open threes that swings and sways so much and covers up so many inconsistent Joel Embiid possessions. But ultimately, I think what also makes you kind of want to lean towards the Knicks is OG Anunoby's just playing like at another level right now. If he was playing like this in the first round throughout the entirety of the fucking regular season, this motherfucker would be an all-star. The amount of like strength and brute force that he plays with on both ends of the goddamn court, and how we just able to just like neutralize you and just like make you feel like you're 20 pounds lighter than you actually are throughout like any opponent. This is just who he is. I feel like is such like a needle mover. So it's that alongside like, okay, when it comes to Karl Anthony Towns, how effectively are you going to use him? How are you going to like deploy him? Because it's been so wildly inconsistent for basically the entirety regular season, even up until now, which is why they like fumbled 2 games against the Hawks. That's so like pivotal and important to me. And I feel like they'll figure it out later than they should.
Yeah.
So,
also, Cat's defense has been good.
Yeah.
Like he has stepped up on that side of the ball. So I am very curious to see how that holds up against Embiid.
Yeah.
And can you get
And Maxey specifically.
Yeah, because obviously I'm not expecting him to be Mutombo or anything, but like, can you just not be a walking lick at the rim? That's going to be very, very interesting.
Cat's defense has been good. Easy matchup against the Hawks, I'll say, for him. Like, for what they have as ball handlers and what Cat struggles with, that was the best case scenario for Cat's defense to look good, I think. So, not saying he won't be good in this game. I mean, this series. Joel Embiid draws a lot of fouls.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey's very fast. Cat is not disciplined at all. Smells like a foul trouble game series for Cat. That those are the type of things that leads to the frustration with his defense, and all of a sudden your rotations are thrown off. Now Mitchell Robinson's playing a ton of minutes, getting attacked. Like, this is the type of series that we can really decide if we feel good about his defense.
Bro,
Yeah.
Cato was in a blender last series. He almost fouled out every game.
Yep. And no, Cat's a lot stronger and stouter than Kata.
Yeah.
Just as undisciplined as Kata. So
Yep.
that's probably the swing factor, honestly, is what version of Cat do we get?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It might be fine.
Yeah, it might
be fine.
just fine.
I am rooting for the Knicks, though. Sounds crazy to say.
Word?
Yeah.
We're locked in. Good job.
I guess.
He got to.
But listen, the enemy of my enemy.
You got your shirt right there. I don't know why you're acting like you're not a fan.
I am not. No.
It's a common enemy. We can both hate Joel Embiid for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. I've always wanted to see the Knicks in the finals too. That's one.
I agree. I want to see the Knicks there because I think I've said this before on the show. It'll be very good for Shea's legacy building. If he beats the Knicks and sweeps them in the finals, that'll be fantastic for building the aura of opponents ran through. Being able to say we beat the Knicks when they got them for the first time. It'll be a spectacle. There'll be so much energy in the air to be able to say we slayed the Knicks. Fantastic for the Shea agenda.
Damn, I didn't say all that. But type shit.
Or the Wemby agenda. Whoever gets to beat the fuck out of them in the finals, one out of those two great teams in the West, fantastic for pushing agendas of players I love.
We finna run them.
Who?
Spurs.
Come on now.
You have a better chance there for sure than the Thunder. Yeah.
Yeah. If we did get there, I don't want to play the Thunder. I don't want to do that.
Why would you?
Exactly.
Yeah, Spurs they're not seasoned. I still would pick the Spurs, but they're not seasoned. But okay, so honestly, both these Eastern Conference series, no clue who's gonna win. Both are going 7 to me.
Let me ask y'all, after the first round, do y'all feel stronger about the Eastern Conference as a whole or the other way?
I feel the same about the East.
I said Eastern Conference.
Oh,
Yeah, Eastern Conference.
No, I feel worse about the East. Or the same. The one great team that I thought had the potential to run it if things went well for them, the Celtics, who we thought were great, are out. Now it's a bunch of flawed teams that are all similar level to each other. Like, they're all just a bunch of teams volunteering to get beat by the Thunder.
You don't think like the bad teams were like much better than we perceived going into the playoffs? That it kind of offsets that?
That was never my issue. It was never the teams suck. It was that I think the contenders aren't as strong as the Western contenders. So maybe, sure. Maybe that's maybe what you just said is fair.
Yeah.
That wasn't my issue with the East.
Okay.
Yeah, that is what you said. What you said is very much true. Like the Orlando Magic, who the fuck knew? I feel like this more so has to do with like Detroit bad than Orlando good.
Exactly.
And same thing for the Knicks. Like them dropping 2 games has to do more with them bad versus like the Hawks and CJ McCollum and Jonathan Kuminga, like,
And the Cavs.
good.
And the Cavs.
Yeah, and the Cavs too. Like, bro, you lost or you won. It took 7 games, but also too within those games too. Like Brandon Ingram didn't play. I guess he's not much of a swinger, difference maker.
for
as well.
that team, he is. They have nobody else.
No, they were better without him in the series. Not gonna lie.
Technically speaking, yeah, they're better without him in the series.
Ingram was horrid. I'm not gonna lie. They had a better chance. Now they need it quickly. That was a big difference. Ingram was horrid. I'm out on Ingram.
Yeah.
I mean, you need somebody.
Yeah, quickly. That's what you need.
Dude, Ingram's bad, man.
Ingram was terrible. You were better off having a bunch of fucking manic defenders out there than an offensive player in Ingram who's giving you nothing on either end.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so I honestly feel the other way, that the Eastern Conference contenders are so flawed, and we saw them play down the competition a little bit. And some of it was matchup based, like we talked about, that like there's a lot of strong physical teams out there that able to impose their will a little bit, and that made the series longer than maybe we thought they should have been on paper. I feel like now the Celtics are out. I don't really have any faith in any of these Eastern Conference teams to be able to beat the Thunder. But that also means any team in the East can get out. And that's good parity, and that's good for entertainment.
Yeah. Fair.
Like, would you be shocked if any of these 4 teams made the finals at the
If
East?
the Cavs made the finals, I would be shocked.
Me too, but like if you tell me...
That's what they're supposed to do.
If you tell me they made the finals...
it's not. It's what they want to do. It's not what they're supposed to do. I would genuinely be shocked if they made it.
I would be shocked too, but I'd be shocked at the sentence. The Cavs made the finals.
Yeah.
But if you look at a playoff bracket and say, they faced the Raptors with no quickly, Ingram sucks. Okay. They faced the Pistons whose scoring wasn't ready. They got past them in a hard 7 games. Okay, they face the 76ers. Joel Embiid gets hurt. Okay, the path is there that you can't be terribly surprised if we see that outcome.
I'd be surprised.
Okay,
As surprised as can be. Even if Embiid doesn't play, I'm picking the
Gift
Sixers
hunting.
in the series.
What?
This man's gift hunting. Did you see what he just did?
What did you
This
do?
man's gift hunting.
What?
He wants to be a
I'd be
TikTok so
shocked.
bad.
I'd be shocked. That's what I do.
He sees that gift they put in our TikTok comments of him saying, "I'm hard." He wants another one.
Do it.
Cut that out.
Keep going, man. My bad.
Nah, man. Nah, man. I don't even know.
I swear it wasn't my
I don't know what
intention,
you're on
man.
right now. Man.
Unethical emotes. All right, over to the Western Conference. We did it second because it's far less interesting than I think those two series that should go 7. Lakers versus Thunder. Austin Reeves came back, played 2 games, shot a tour date the first game, naturally. Second game wasn't amazing, but you started to see as the game went on, started getting to the rim, started being able to expose Şengün's like a foot speed, and you started to see the elite slasher Reeves come out. Hopefully, that momentum carries into this next series, and he can provide some amount of creation and superstar power next to LeBron James. Outside of that, do we have anything to talk about other than the fact that the Thunder should win with almost no issue?
Yeah, they should sweep. I think Luke Kennard might be the first player to score negative points.
Dude, I'm so scared for him, man. It's gonna
I'm
be
worried
so
for his
spooky.
life. It's gonna be tough.
What do we even talk about in the series, man? I don't even know what to do. Like I'm just honestly, the fact that the Lakers got out of the first round and didn't lose to the Rockets, it's gravy to me. I'm happy with the season. The fact there's no Luka and LeBron was able to have that moment where he beat KD's team and so forth, I'm happy. I don't care what happens.
Sit down.
Bron.
Brian, you can rest.
Yeah, you could.
I'm going the other way. Bron, roll the ball out of here. Give me one. Just one to have them shook. You can lose the
They can
next
win a game. I think they can win a game. I think
I disagree.
I don't know.
can. I didn't say will.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can.
They can. Just because we've seen in years past that Thunder are due for some bad shooting games. JJ Redick is amazing at gimmick-ass defenses that leaves shooters open and takes away the rim. Maybe we get a bad shooting game. LeBron has like 1/2 in him per series where he can be Superman.
Yes.
This might be it. This is probably a better matchup for LeBron to score. He was posting up Tari Eason and Jabari Smith every possession last series. Those guys are perfectly equipped to defend old man LeBron. Casey Wallace is an awesome defender. Small. Shea's a very good defender. Much smaller than LeBron James. No J-Dub there. They're going to be playing a lot of players that are smaller than LeBron James. If we're going to do that, like, play through him in the post, get it out the mud offense, because we muddy things down with the shooting of the Thunder, LeBron could probably do that for a game or two. You tell me they win one, because they get unstable shooting
Yes.
that they shoot like 70% from 3, something they can't do every game. But remember they beat the Thunder last year because they did that? They shot like a franchise record from 3, and they beat the Thunder when they first got Luka. The Lakers do that again. Rui Hachimura is the most efficient 3-point shooter in NBA history. If you saw, he's currently shooting like 50% from 3 in his career.
Who is the best 3-and-D player?
Apparently Rui. Don't talk about the D, but
Yeah.
the 3.
Just
Rui's
3.
currently the best shooter in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They shoot 65% from 3 for one game. The Thunder shoot 18% from 3. LeBron scores 30. Shea has a whatever game. Chet gets dominated by LeBron on the boards.
Okay.
You can get one game.
Just win one of the first two. Have
There's
them true.
so
Have them
many
true.
things
One
that
game.
need to go the
So,
way.
so
and
that's
so true.
Okay.
That's
that-
game 3. When they go down 2-0, they win game 3 in that fashion.
So that's my real question right now is because they are going to get swept. How many 30-point games are we getting from Bron?
1.
I think you could get maybe 2.
You get a couple
Yeah.
25-point
Maybe
games,
2.
130, 2, or so we're saying it's a sweep, 130-point game, a 22-point game, 25, and like a 12.
Ooh.
One stinker.
It's so brutal.
It's hard for him to do for many games in a row with that energy level. One stinker.
Okay.
Let's say 18. 12 is mean. 18.
Okay. 1 30-point game.
That's a lot
Gotcha.
to overcome.
Okay.
I don't know if he got 2 even. I might take that back.
If it's
I
a
might take
4-game
that back.
series, it's hard to get 2.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves.
It's-
he's 41. He can't get 30. Come on.
Oh, we go back to this shit again.
What's unfortunate is this is the worst matchup on earth for Austin Reeves. He's not going to look good in this matchup. I don't think.
Especially coming back from this injury, he also like I was thinking that he was going to score negative points too, but that was like, nah, he's better than that. So he can. But the narrative though of Austin Reeves playoff dropper,
It's not going to go well after this
it
series.
probably will continue after this series.
100%.
And it's unfortunate because, again, coming off of an oblique injury that we see everybody that gets that comes back rusty for a while. it is what it is. He's going to get destroyed by some of these defenders some games. Just have a couple games where you come out there and you get buckets and I can feel good about you. That's all I'm watching for, really, is me just wanting to see Austin Reeves and LeBron do good.
He finished
There's
34%
no chance
from the field, man. No chance.
There's no chance Luka comes back, right?
The last reporting is he's not close, and the earliest we can see is at game 4. He hasn't started running yet. I don't want him to come back, honestly. I don't want to see him come back off of not running for 6 weeks, have this weird quick recovery, and then just get fucking blasted and shoot some tour dates by the Thunder.
They gonna shoot him up with what they gave OG to.
I don't even want to see it. Just take the L gracefully. Next year we'll have a better chance.
Eyes just glossy on the floor. He's not gonna know where he's at.
I don't want to see Luka in this series, personally.
I've been seeing too many Goku Vegeta edits.
Oh, dude, I love those. 1 minute is an eternity.
Those are so sick.
It's nerds, man.
I've never seen that shit in my life.
You ever see that?
No.
There's a scene in Dragon Ball Z where Goku and Vegeta are fighting, and they're fighting. I forget who they're fighting this season.
I think it was Cell.
They're fighting.
I do have a question.
A powerful ally, and Goku's like, "I need a minute to recharge," and he's basically saying, "Can you give me one more day?"
Yeah.
And it's like the dramatic thing is like, "Can you give me one more minute?" And they're doing edits of like Jada McDaniels talking to Anthony Edwards, saying, "I need one more series."
Yeah.
They're quite tough edits.
What's your question?
Who's Vegeta?
Okay, I think I know who Vegeta is.
I know who Goku is. I don't know who Vegeta.
Vegeta is his enemy turned ally, his peer, his like near equal in power level, his sidekick dude that originally was his enemy, and now they're like buddies that fight people.
Gotcha. I've never seen Dragon Ball Z.
Gotcha.
I seen like a cat.
That's okay, man.
I got a little bit of ball knowledge, Piccolo and all that. You know what I'm saying? I know a little bit.
Yeah.
I've heard of Piccolo.
Yeah. Anyways,
It's Steph Curry's Kevin Durant.
Okay.
OKC in 3.
Yeah. OKC in 3. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is there like a there's like a back and forth on who's better, Goku or Vegeta, or is like
There
Goku,
is no back and forth.
Goku's
anymore.
better.
Goku is better.
Goku's
Like,
better. Goku beats him at first because Vegeta's the initial villain of the series. Then he becomes good and joins his side, and they're like this powerful duo. But Vegeta's always the closest to him, but never at his level because Goku's like fucking God.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So right
Is that
now,
Glaze? Goku's God?
Is that Glaze? It's Goku. You can't glaze Goku.
I'm just asking the question. I don't know. Okay.
oh, you haven't heard the stories about Goku.
Nah.
Goku comes back from the dead all the
Yeah.
time. He's God.
Goku fans right about Goku, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
No, they just write about Goku.
Oh, I thought you said something before that.
No.
Before the God question. Is
Solid.
there anything else we're looking for? Like, is there anything that like, what do you want to see from OKC in this series?
Because
Honestly, can you win in 4? Like
Yeah.
I think I
Don't
do,
play their food.
Yeah. Like I think like when we're talking about this level of dominance, and especially now that the Celtics are out, you have them versus the Spurs out west. I think seeing how far you can push this team and like the levels of great. This is really what I like, and I've said it over and over and over again. I like seeing teams that have opportunities to do historic things go out and chase those things and chase those accomplishments. And so, like you were saying it the other day while we were watching the games, you're like, what if OKC just like sweeps the playoffs? And what if they go 12-0 or 16-0? It would be. Nah, I don't think they're gonna do that if they play the Spurs.
They're not sweeping the Spurs.
Yeah, but it would be a fun thing to just think about going into the next series if they haven't lost this entire playoff. So I do want to see them really, really be dominant.
Yeah. And to be more specific, I want to see AJ Mitchell play really well and show they don't need J-Dub's ball handling and be able to
Tyrese voice happening in.
That would be big though.
Yeah, withstand the J-Dub injury and just go out there and say, we're not missing a step. We don't need the ball handling entirely. We're not completely reliant on him. I want to see the double bigs wreak havoc. Personally, I want to see them have those reps are important. I think get those double bigs out there, which at times last year the offense got really clunky. I want to see that offense and see how Chet plays at the power forward with Braun having a lot of touches on him. How Chet gets his game off with that strength disadvantage.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I love how you started off with AJ Mitchell. Overall, like I want to see this roster just be more consistent, specifically when it comes to their shooting. Defensively, their defense is going to carry them through all their woes. But how bad can the shooting get? How bad can, outside of say, like the creation look? And I want to see that if they're truly like an all-time team, I want to see them do like historic all-time team things consecutively. I think even with going back to what you said, even without J-Dub, like they should be A-okay going through the Lakers, and they should, realistically speaking, if they're that great, sweep them. Now, of course, they're going to need J-Dub in the Spurs series. I think so. But even if J-Dub does like comes out slow or needs more time, they should like not breeze through the Spurs at all. But I would still like put them over the top. because they got Shea.
I don't know, man. That Spurs series is going to be war.
It is going to be war.
It's going to be war. We'll talk about that when we get there, but that's going to be the series of the playoffs. That's the finals if things go chalk. But speaking of that, Spurs versus Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards is pushing to make a return in this series early. He's questionable for game 1. Doesn't seem like he's actually going to play game 1. Game 2 or 3, maybe we start ramping it up. Let's say he returns game 3. Let's be optimistic that from that injury, he's back game 3. Whatever hole they're in by then is the hole they're in by then. What do we feel like Timberwolves can do without Anthony Edwards to make this a series against the best defensive player in the league in Victor Wembanyama, without a clear star to stress him, without a clear stretch big to keep Victor Wembanyama from dominating the paint? How can the Timberwolves make this interesting?
Jaden McDaniels is once again going to have to do what he did at the end of the Nugget series, which I don't think we've talked about since the series ended.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about the Jokic thing at all.
Disappointing as hell. Like, what do you mean?
Okay, quick change.
Disgusting.
Quick change. We're putting this to the side for a second to slander the Nuggets some more. We did it when they went down 3-1. My God, I hate the Denver Nuggets now.
That was crazy.
I hate the Denver Nuggets.
That was insane.
Nikola Jokic is not the best player in the world. That's like not a conversation anymore. This is Shea and Wemby's conversation. Until Nikola Jokic earns it back, this is a Shea and Wemby debate at the top, depending on how the series goes in the conference finals.
And I understand Aaron Gordon wasn't there. They didn't have Ant. Io. Dante was there in his cast, just cheering the team on. Y'all got walked down by Terrence Shannon Jr., by Jaden McDaniels, who shot to him, talked as much as you can talk, and backed it up in every sense. Him and Rudy Gobert had the series of their lives, and they dominated this Nuggets team that right now should be in an existential crisis.
We talked in our Thursday episode. It was the day of Game 6. We said, God damn it, the Nuggets are about to get blessed with an unethical comeback. They're going to come back down from 3-1 and push to a Game 7 because Ant isn't there and DiVincenzo isn't there. It's going to be annoying because the Nuggets clearly deserve to lose this series, but maybe they'll advance. And you were saying you feel even better about them against the Spurs than you do against the Timberwolves because the matchups are different. And it was like annoying that we have to deal with the fact that this team isn't going out and being put down like they deserve. And then you don't even get to a Game 7. You get blasted. That's crazy. It was unfathomable to watch that we got to this point. That I said all year, I don't have the faith in the Nuggets to win the championship to the same level everybody else does. I wasn't quite as moved by their offseason additions of Jonas Valanciunas and Tim Hardaway and so forth. But I definitely thought they were good enough to get out of the fucking first round in the first place. I thought they were good enough to have an offense to at least beat the Timberwolves and be interesting in the second and third round when they lose to the better teams, the Thunder or the Spurs. I had questions. I thought those questions would come into play a lot further than they did in this series, where the questions proved to be their entire identity. Their weaknesses were their entire conversation in this series. You know what's annoying to me too? When we made our predictions, and I said, I think they can beat the Timberwolves, and I'm not that worried about it, is because I had faith in Jamal Murray having such an amazing season. I said, in 2024, a lot was made about the fact that Nikola Jokic was neutered by the double big defense of Karl-Anthony Towns and Gobert. That was overblown. The real story of 2024 was one that Michael Porter Jr. couldn't do anything, and Jamal Murray got put in a torture chamber by Jaden McDaniels. And I said, well, Jamal Murray leveled up. He's playing like an all-star. I'm going to assume he doesn't get locked up by Jaden McDaniels. He got done the worst way by Jaden McDaniels. Got locked up just as bad. He was just as efficient as Nikola Jokic. They have real questions to answer, and I don't think anybody on the roster is safe outside Nikola Jokic, and that includes Jamal Murray.
Yeah, I agree. Like, they literally the Timberwolves sent the Nuggets spiraling. Jamal Murray, something we said specifically was like, this is not the same Jamal Murray that we've seen in years prior in Minnesota Timberwolves series at all.
It was the exact same Jamal Murray. He's never changed.
Not even the exact same. This is the worst version of Jamal Murray that I goddamn seen, bro. He shot 26% from the 3-point line and 35% from the field. He had precisely 0 good games, bro. Like, of course, like when it comes to the Denver Nuggets, most of their problems, like, it starts with their defense and ends with their defense. Like, not having as much size behind Jokic and seeing guys go down like Peyton Watson and Eric Gordon, it fucking sucks. And they need those guys so desperately and direly. But even without those two, seeing them just like not have literally anybody, give them no juice at all, and seeing how one of the bigger talking points is how they're over-reliant, and that's like over-reliant on the two-man game and all that, and that's what they spam for the most part. Like, yes, that's true, but at the end of the day, like, if Jamal Murray's going to come into a series and shoot 35% from fucking 3, like, yeah, you're damn right. Like, everyone outside Nikola Jokic should be up for discussion. Now, realistically speaking, do I think that's something that they'll probably do? No, because it's kind of hard to do so. But overall, like, all discussions are up for fucking grabs. They have
I think it's
so
mad
much
realistic.
I can see that. I feel like it might be a little hard to do so.
To trade Jamal Murray?
Yeah, it might be hard to do so.
I don't know. There's a lot of teams out there that could use a Jamal Murray.
Yeah,
It depends on what you get back, honestly. And if you're doing that, then your entire team is just like this is a retool from scratch, pretty much. You're doing,
and I think that might be needed, honestly.
yeah.
Aaron Gordon is the reason Nikola Jokic can survive defensively at championship level. Aaron Gordon's body's giving up on him. We're reaching that point. It's been multiple years.
Yeah, 2 playoff runs in a row.
Aaron Gordon, and a whole regular season in between. Aaron Gordon is shifting into a different stage of his career. It seems that his body isn't. A lot of playoff runs are catching up to him. Unfortunate, it happens. If that's going to be the case, and you don't have that gifted, large, stout defender to pair with Nikola Jokic, you're not going to have a good defense with Jokic. And everything they said about him early in his career will be true. So now you got to find somebody else that can do that when Aaron Gordon isn't healthy, and maybe have Aaron Gordon be a 6-man or something, some way to manage his body, unless he has a summer in which he gets right physically, which we can't say, right? That's a new direction you have to go. I think the Jamal Murray-Nikola Jokic pairing is obviously legendary at this rate, right? They won a championship with it. If you tell me it's run its course, I'm not going to argue with you. If you tell me you want an offensive player that can provide a little bit more without the Jokic gravity, a little bit more of a paint touch guy, I'm not mad at you. If that involves not trading Jamal Murray and just getting a secondary guard next to him that can create paint touches, cool. That's also an option. I'm not saying you have to trade Jamal Murray, but I'm not mad at you if you suggest it. I'm not mad at you if you suggest anything on this roster.
Yeah, I agree. And then like the whole Christian Brown's contract starts like next year, I believe, which is fucking disgusting. He was absolutely useless in this series as well. Cam Johnson is Cam Johnson, and he had a rough 3-point shooting series. But overall, too, like
moments, though.
Yeah, he had moments. He is like one of the brighter talking points when it comes to this, but even then, like disappointing series all around for everyone. So it sucks.
Also, it's like a big thing for me this playoffs is like how you're going out.
Yeah.
And they went out so sad. You have the little scuffle at the end too, and everything from this team looks so soft.
Yep.
And when Aaron Gordon is not out there playing at his best, they have no physicality, no like mental toughness, no mental edge. Where a team like Minnesota is down all of these people, but Jaden McDaniels is just like a demon and can talk and back it up, and you get that sort of level of energy. There's also been times where like Chris Finch has also been, like he's had the shake comments, and it's like, that's kind of whack. But you go in, you do have this like coach playoff rising type of thing. The Adelman stuff and the way that he was discussing this series and discussing McDaniels, and then the behavior from Jokic towards the end of the series, it is just an incredibly terrible way to go out.
Bro, this is officially like Jokic. This is the biggest blight on Jokic's playoff resume overall.
Oh, easily. Yeah. Easily.
This is his 2011 LeBron
it's
moment.
Worse.
And when it comes to, you're right. It's
way worse.
He got first rounded, not even by Ayo Dosunmu, who wasn't fucking there.
It's objectively
so bad.
I don't know if
it's
worse.
Much worse.
I don't know if it's worse.
You lost the LeBron stuff. I don't want to relitigate it.
Yeah.
It's the finals. You made it to the finals, the biggest level. You lost to a great team with one of the greatest players of all time on the other side. There's much more details there, and the mental stuff. We get it. This is the first round. Nobody of merit, ball handler wise, is playing, and you get sent fucking packing. And it's because of you and your defense and your inability to be a anchor with anything other than the perfect scenario around you, which involves Aaron Gordon. The lack of versatility of his defense to survive without an amazing defender next to him. You're the reason the team lost. Your offense makes it that value. You played your worst offense I've ever seen in a playoff series. This is much, much worse to me. It's a much bigger blight. Now, it won't age that way.
I don't know. No buckets in the fourth. It's got a crazy like
sure.
Out, like that was wild.
One's the finals and the greatest player of all time, so it won't age as much of a blight because we'll talk about 2011 forever. But in terms of like the actual product, this is a much worse. If Prime Bron did this in the first round against Bones Highland and Julius Randle, oh my fucking God, he'd be eviscerated.
It would be tough. So listen. They're pulling out all
real quick, and the timelines of their careers. That was before LeBron started winning championships, so it was like the warts you take to get that level. This is Jokic at 31. You've already won a championship. You're not talking about you're trying to learn from this. You just shit yourself.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
They're bringing out all the stats. They've never beat a 50-win team in the playoffs.
Oh, it's 50-plus win. 50-plus win.
Who had 50 wins?
The Clippers last year.
They changed it. Last year they were saying 50. Now it's 50 plus.
Whatever. Whatever.
Which I don't even care about that. It doesn't even matter. Like it's so bad. And this Listen, man, you won 2023. We thought you were set up with this perfect starting five to be great for years to come. You lost KCP. Since then, it's been 2 years of trying to reload and figure out ways to get back to that level. We thought you got there now finally. You didn't. And the window is just kind of shut, it seems.
He has to prove himself, man. Like, seeing how, bro, the touch is not what it is at all. It's been back-to-back playoff runs. Now, OKC is one of the greatest defenses of all time. We all realize that. But you just look so out of worts. And seeing him come into the series or leave the series shooting what, like 16% from the 3-point line. This is not the first time we've seen this from Nikola Jokic in the playoffs, bro. Seeing how he hasn't been able to get off. The Timberwolves did a tremendous job of taking away all the easy looks, how he likes to get off his push shots and all that. They did fantastic. But for someone like Nikola Jokic, who is widely renowned, some people were saying like this is the greatest offensive player of all time. Meanwhile, you got guys like Jordan Curry and LeBron who played as well. To come into the series and do all that, bruh, it's disgusting.
The other combo might just be that I do think he was in that top tier of greatest players of all time offensively in 2023 and 2024. Maybe those days are past him. Maybe it's just, I mean, you can't maintain, not everybody maintains the one of the greatest peaks of all time for a decade like LeBron did or Jordan did. So it's not like an insult to say you're no longer playing at the peak of one of the 4 greatest players of all time. No. But maybe we're just at the point now where everybody's body ages differently. Maybe everybody's jump shot and touch and everything ages differently. Yeah, man. Maybe we're still seeing a best in the world caliber player, but not one of the GOATs anymore.
Dang, that's crazy. He's out the top 25.
I will say,
still top 25.
I will say that it is funny that, like, obviously I'm a huge Jokic fan. I've been a huge Jokic believer in all facets. I've always said, like, when we did our rankings, I put him like 19 or 20. Some people that were like, maybe the best player of all time, top 10, they weren't doing too much. So this is the natural course correction and finally some pushback.
Yeah.
Like even I, as a big Jokic fan, had the sense to never say he's having one of the best all-around peaks of all time or a top 10 player already. That was always a bit much.
Yeah.
He's still on pace, man.
On pace is different.
Yeah.
That's a different
on
conversation.
pace is also
everybody's on
not
pace.
Really true. They haven't been back to the conference finals.
Yeah, sure. So saying he was on pace in the past 2 years wasn't crazy.
Year.
Some people say he's already a top 10 player.
No,
like
No,
solidified.
you're right. It was the Wolves. You're right.
Yeah, second round.
Yeah, second round. Yeah. So to say he was on pace the past few years is fine.
Yeah.
Different conversation though.
So they have a crisis on their hands.
And pivotal offseason, we'll see how they go about it.
Facts.
But back to the Spurs Timberwolves. Now we can talk about them.
Jamal Murray, we can save you. Keep going.
Ooh, Jamal Murray for Jaylen Brown.
Hold on.
Live by the 3, die by the 3.
I know.
I don't even know who gets better from that, honestly.
I'm just saying, if we're going to die by the 3, let's at least get some 40% shooters on the team.
Okay.
I don't know.
It doesn't shoot 40%.
If Anthony Edwards isn't going to be playing / not available, I think we all think the Spurs are going to win the series.
Yes.
I think we all think that Victor Wembanyama's defense is going to be the difference here. They have Rudy Gobert. As long as he's on the court, Victor Wembanyama can sit in the paint all he wants. Because even if you put Rudy Gobert in the dunker spot and try to mitigate the lack of spacing and give him the dump-off pass, Victor Wembanyama is the one man capable of defending the ball handler and stopping the lob from the dunker spot to Gobert. I don't see any route in which Victor Wembanyama doesn't dominate the series and shut off the paint. It'll be a matter of, can they hit enough mid-range jumpers? Can they hit enough catch-and-shoot threes from other guys to beat them in the series? I doubt it. So there's not really any part of me that thinks the Timberwolves are going to win this series. As much as I always say that, and they come out and make the conference finals and find a way to make me pay. Ant being injured is just kind of like a just harsh reality, right?
Yeah, it's a non-starter. It's a non-starter for a lot of these things, man. Because Ant being out, and then on top of that too, Dante DiVincenzo, you lost your best 3-point shooter as well. That's tough. Now you have to rely on like super young guys and Ayodu Sumu, who I'm assuming will be back for game 1.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. And then also your guard depth is depleted. It's shot to fucking hell. They have no chance. I don't see any avenue where maybe they can make this interesting and like get
I think it's
a
games.
game, maybe like 2 games, depending on Anthony Edwards.
If Ant's there, maybe.
He'll come back halfway, I'm pretty sure.
But even then, like, what type of Ant are you getting back to?
Well, he's young and bounces back. It's not like it was a crazy injury. He might come back and be...
But even in the first round, like, even his performance against the Nuggets, like, you can tell he was clearly laboring. He didn't put up good numbers at all. They did not win this series because of Anthony Edwards.
Now he has 2 knees that hurt.
And he had one game where the athleticism did look like normal. If Ant comes back and plays, I'm looking for one thing. The thing that I've been saying all year. Can you challenge Wemby at the rim one time? I just want to see it. I want to see you try and dunk on Wemby. That's it. Because outside of that, you're going to need 2 years ago when they played Denver and they had that one game where everybody was just Scottie Pippen reincarnated and they just had like the greatest defensive game of all time. You're going to need that basically across the board to really put pressure on Harper, on Fox, on Castle, and see if you can make them jump shooters and hope that their jump shot is not falling, and then start to get all of that variance. Because even like Terrence Shannon Jr., like he was finding a lot of success because he was going at Jokic. He was able to get downhill. You're not going downhill when Wemby's right there. So I don't know how much success you're going to get.
This might be the worst series of all time for someone like Julius Randle, man. He's gonna be in hell.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, they don't have a lot of power forwards as bodies to defend him outside of Wemby. So he might have some opportunities to have some decent games. I don't know if it'll matter.
It's a lot of it's Julius Randle game, but it's a lot of bump fades, and I'm not sure. Like if they're falling, then we're having a different conversation. But if we're just getting a regular normal Julius Randle thing and those shots are going in, 42% of the time, then I don't know what we're talking about.
I do think if the Timberwolves were fully healthy, this would be a great series. That the Timberwolves fully healthy have enough to make this more than they wouldn't get walked over by the Spurs.
100%.
But they're not fully healthy. So I think just the simple answer is for everything we know the Spurs have done all year, we think they should, as long as Ant's not there, win every game. We'll talk about it again when we get to Thursday, when hopefully Ant is ready to come back. And then maybe we'll see how it looks like first game and things will change. But for now, depending on the Ant thing, there's not really any route to the Timberwolves winning, I think.
Yeah.
I'm just happy they're here.
So if he comes back, and he's got these youthful legs in him, and then Julius Randle steals him a game, we can get a long series if they surprise us. But that's me saying if Ant comes back with zero education on what Ant is going to look like or zero idea of when he'll come back. So that's pure hopeful.
I'm knocking Wemby down again. That's the only way. Like with the Blazers got a game because Wemby was out cold. Like you gotta hope.
Yeah.
You gotta.
But salute the Timberwolves, man. They proved that every year, if you give them a soft ass team, they will sun them, and that's a reputation I'd like to have.
Yeah,
They're tough.
that's the team I can root for.
I can root for the hell out of that team.
Yeah.
Sure.
Salute. And that is our second round preview. Let's talk about some news.
Yes.
We have one news story we have to talk about today. We've been talking a lot in the recent months about the clear changes the NBA are going to make to the NBA lottery. They're done with tanking. They said, by any means necessary, we will fix this issue. And it seems we finally have the solution they're going to implement. It was reported that this is probably going to be it. B-Souls, pull this up. NBA proposes new lottery system to crack down on tanking. The lottery is expanded from 14 teams to 16 teams, with the relegation zone being the bottom three. You get worse odds to the number one pick. Teams outside the bottom three get 3 lottery balls opposed to 2 for the worst 3 teams. Play-in teams also receive lottery balls, varied by seeds. No team can win the number one pick in back-to-back years. No team can get 3 straight top 5 picks. So like what the Spurs just did, can't happen. NBA can punish teams tanking by reducing their odds or moving picks. And this system will run through 2029 as a trial. How do we feel about all this?
Very, very polarizing. To start out positive, I think it makes it interesting because, this is the best time to be mid. This is the best time to be in the middle. What do you mean? You could be a team like the Charlotte Hornets, for example, from this year, and play yourself out of the playoffs. And now you're telling me you could land like a top 2 pick and get someone like DeBronson. That's not happening this year. But as for instance, that's like, this is the best time to be mid because you could be somewhat in position instead of like, I feel like this rule is good because, okay, like for a lot of teams, if you're middling in the pack team, instead of like making yourself be really ass, which you see a lot of teams exaggerate things and drag things and sell off everything. Like the Memphis Grizzlies, for instance, like they were bad, but they're not like this level of bad. They're not a 27 or 28 win team like we've seen them be this year. They could have been decent. And I think you're completely taking away the shamelessness when it comes to it by flattening, which is like the interesting part if I'm being positive.
Yeah. Okay. Since we started this conversation, my initial thought was tanking's kind of an unnecessary, unmitigated reality that you can't say that anything causes it, but it will be there. That you do need teams that are bad because that's how they get good. They get the best players, and that's how parity happens, right? That the idea of trying to stop teams from being really bad, whether it be on purpose or just because they're bad, is kind of a fool's errand to me in a league that needs parity long term and needs the way for the worst teams to get better. So the idea of addressing that issue at first to me was just kind of unnecessary and doing too much and could just alter the fabric of the league a little bit too much, right? Now that I see this, I do still believe that if everything was up to me, I would ignore the people on fucking Outkick and Fox News saying the NBA is dying and the tank is the reason, and just like not let that PR battle go towards them and just try to do some small stuff but not do anything too crazy. But if I'm allowing myself to believe that Adam Silver is right and that tanking is a huge portion of the NBA's identity that needs to be solved, that we can't stand for March basketball being terrible, I think this specific formula of rules could have good effects for their goals.
So do you guys care about it for the bottom teams? Because like if you're in the bottom 3 and you get fewer ping pong balls, then your opportunity to get a Wemby, to get a Cade, like that's lower. Does that matter a lot for y'all?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, let me show the graphic first so we can talk about it.
This is the visualizer. So currently the top 4 teams have the best odds, right? The dark green. Now it'll be the middle teams have the best odds. The worst teams have the same odds as the mid teams. So the idea here, before I answer your question, is that instead of bottoming out, you're encouraged just as much to try to make the play in. So when we get to March and you're a team that's in the middle, and let's say you're in a position that you can go either way, there's just as much incentive for you to try to be the Bulls and you try to be the 10 seed because you get the same amount of odds. So if there's 8 teams that suck ass right now and 4 decide to try to make a play and push because there's no reason for them to try to go to the bottom because it weighs out the same, that'll be more good basketball games. That'll be more watchable basketball games, and that'll net out to a better product. That while, of course, there'll still be teams that tank and make sure they're in that dark green side on the right, there'll be less teams because some teams that are on the bubble either way are incentivized to try to win games. And those bottom few teams are all incentivized to try to win games and get out the bottom 3. So overall, on the margins, more good basketball games will be played.
Okay.
Yeah, you're trying to eliminate all the fuck shit that you see. Like the Wizards, they've been on some fuck shit, bro. Like Trey could have played when he got traded. Of course, he was genuinely hurt, but he could have played, and they used him in spurts and they limited his minutes. But they wanted to be so fucking bad, so piss poor, and they put out fuck shit, and they allowed us to like not really know how to talk about their young team or players at all. You know, this happens so often. I think it sucks, but also too, it's like we see this time and time again already. Like the most random teams get the number 1 overall pick. It happens time and time again. It just, the only team that really sucks for is like, I guess the Sacramento Kings of the world.
Teams that are bad on purpose.
Then, like,
I mean, not on purpose.
They're just bad in general. They're there for a reason. Certain teams are going to be like damn near forever bottom dwellers. And for teams like that, hey, bro, you got to get it out the mud in different ways.
Yeah, I feel like it does kind of hinder the teams that are just bad. But I think I can understand why people would be a little bit upset, and people have been like, yo, like why is Adam doing this? Like you're really making it hard especially for all these teams to get better. I don't care about them anymore. For all of the reasons that you said, they've lost the privilege to care or to have an opinion on this fact. They have,
That's crazy.
They have. No, they have. For all of the reasons that Mo just said about all these teams. Like what happened?
None.
Anyways, you have bastardized the game year in and year out, tanking and putting out the absolute worst lineups that anybody could ever imagine in the sake of, oh yeah, we have to get the number 1 overall pick. And you've made it to where there is a mass psychosis around the league of half the season doesn't matter. Half the teams aren't trying to win. You've created this situation.
Yeah.
We've also had a situation where a decade ago there was a GM that openly came out and told his entire fan base, our plan is that we are going to lose for multiple years so that we can get these picks, and it was fairly accepted. Obviously he got fired, but
so accepted.
Now it is.
Yeah.
Now it is. Now people
in the moment it wasn't though. But I see what you're saying.
But people have looked at what Hinkie does, and it's like that's actually the correct way to build a team. You have done all of these things. You have no say in the matter anymore.
Okay, well,
I have to do what I have to do for the league, and so that's why like any pushback on Adam, I'm actually going to defend Adam on this one.
Okay.
He had to do what he had to do.
Okay, I think you're being a little harsh.
Adam.
You're being harsh, but I see your point. Yeah,
I actually think I I don't think I'm being harsh.
You're objectively being harsh, but I see
No.
you can be harsh because they bastardized the league, and harshness is the reward for that. I get it. It's not ridiculous to think that way at all. I think if this is a very nuanced conversation, you need to be bad to be good. We see this in other leagues. The idea of eating your vegetables, being bad, and getting the good players to get to the top is a universal thing in a sport with a draft. That's kind of just how it goes. Not every league has 82 games though, so if you're bad in the NFL for a season, it's over in a few months, and you don't endure that much suffering. In the 82 games, it's hard to stomach that. So that's kind of why it's a little bit different. And I understand your point of view that, again, if the Browns blow the last 4 games, if the Raiders bench Max Crosby and blow the last 2 games, that's a couple weeks. It's a month of gross product, not 6 months. So that's harder to deal with, and that's why it's not 1-to-1. But it is a harsh reality that if you want the teams to have a draft as a normal league would, if you want bad teams to get good, you got to give them the good players, right? What you're doing now is you're rewriting the way the league works. And you're saying we're no longer going to be a league that just works that way. That if you're bad, you get the good players and things go in a natural cycle of parity. That's not the type of league we want to be because we don't think we're capable of reaching a balance that leads to making sense in that way and being a good entertainment product. This is a plan put in place to say the only thing that matters is that we are entertaining a league that people want to watch the games. And right now, you called it a psychosis, like people say the regular season doesn't matter. That is a widely accepted truth among casual NBA fans. The regular season does not matter. So whether it be fair or not to the Kings, to the Pelicans, who are just bad for the sake of it, we can't survive long-term as a league with fans who think the regular season doesn't matter. And whether it be the only reason or not, tanking is a big part of that. And if we can have a plan in place that maybe is unfair to some teams, and maybe we create a permanent underclass of shitty teams who stay in the gutter forever because they don't get blessed with Cade Cunningham and they're just shit for 10 years, that's a necessary side effect to give us more good games and more reason for fans to come watch. So I think the answer is no, it's not fair to those bottom teams. It's not fair at all. Fairness isn't the plan here. Saving the league and making sure longevity is the plan here.
Even then, like I think that the league and I felt this way when the second apron got put into place. I don't think that there is a like the overall goal. If we're just gonna say parity, that's fine. But like I think the goal and the timeline of like what is the proper way? If you ask the league and you ask Adam Silver for a team to be a contender and be a perennial contender, what is the way to do that? Because there are teams who have done the tanking stuff and have built teams, and now we get to the second apron, and you can't pay your own people. Like you could be doing everything right, just draft, yeah. And now I can't even pay the people that I've drafted and developed and done all these things. And so now you are forcing this other class of teams to suffer because of something else. I think at every single level there's some unfairness in terms of the way that you are building teams. So I think that if they're trying to rewrite the correct way to build a team, I think it's okay to then go ahead and change this and have this fabric be different.
That's a good point that they keep putting things in place to make it harder to do it the original way. The odds change in 2019 made it harder. That was a change to me that shouldn't have happened. You either should have done the original version we had where the top few teams have a massive difference in ability to get the number 1 pick. Now it's the top 4 are all the same, and like that kind of made it a little bit more even. Now we see a lot of teams hopping up, like the Hawks, like the Mavs, get a number 1 pick. That was the mistake to me. It should be regular, like it was originally, very swayed towards the worst team getting the best pick, or this new way where we're now saying that you said what's the way to do it? Past few years, it's been be bad, get good, eventually fall apart for parity's sake because you can't pay everybody. Now the new way is don't do what the Thunder did. Don't do what the Spurs did. Everybody be the Bulls. Because if you're the Bulls and we have 7 teams that are the Bulls every year competing, one of you will get blessed with a top 4 pick every single year. And everybody will be incentivized to try to be good, try to get as many good players as you can from your mid picks and you get them in your mid years. And the 1 year you jump into the top 4, land a superstar. Every year, try to find Donovan Mitchell at the late rounds and try to find the superstars hidden. Everybody try to do incrementally the right things, and eventually you'll get lucky and get a Victor Wembanyama, a Cade Cunningham, etc. But the goal here is to maximize value in the middle instead of tanking for the best players. Which, again, right, wrong, fair, unfair, doesn't matter. They're saying it leads to a more entertaining product and a more healthier league, which I understand in some way.
Yeah, I mean, inherently, like that is true. That is true. I understand it 100%. Again, do I 100% agree with it when it comes to the shitter teams? Oh, not that much. But overall, when it comes to the fan experience, like incentivizing guys to be the Bulls or even teams who are just like simply just shit out of luck, like the fucking Warriors, like this would be like if this rule came in and was implemented in time, this would be like their saving grace, and that could like create whole new contenders out of nowhere and create whole new storylines that we pretty much rarely see. And I love it. I like it from that aspect, but also I like it when it comes to telling all these shitty teams, hey, like, if you're here for your own reasoning, you know? This has nothing to do with me. You're here because you're the Sacramento Kings and you never drafted good players over the last, like, 10 years outside of maybe, like, Tyrese Halliburton and De'Aaron Fox.
You know what it is, too? It's Adam Silver's fascination with European soccer still. He wants to relegate teams. This is what he's telling you, is that if it was up to him and it was possible, he would relegate teams. Because everything since he came into the league office has been replicating the Premier League and shit like that. Saying you can't get the top 5 pick 3 years in a row, that's as close to relegation as he's legally allowed to do. To say the bottom 3 teams get less odds, that's as close to relegation as he's legally allowed to do. He does not want that to happen. He wants the idea to be what you just said. You try to win games, and we'll see what happens with luck, but the idea of being good is what matters. And I disagree with the notion that you can try to rule your way out of bad teams existing, and it's going to fuck those teams over, and it is what it is. But if they're saying that's the league we want to be, at least I admired the conviction of saying we're going to put in necessary steps to change the way the league operates and not some half-ass measure like the 2019 odd change.
You know what's also interesting too? I think this does morph and it kind of changes how team building will be too.
Completely
because like if I'm the Utah Jazz and I see this, I'm kind of scratching my head a little bit because it's like, fuck, like how many first round picks did I give up for Jaren Jackson Jr.? Was that necessary? I don't know if I'd want to do that anymore. The value of first round picks is literally at an all time high at this point in time.
Picks are worth more for sure. You'll see more crazy stuff, which more storylines, more entertainment. Teams will be, you know what it is? Great teams will still happen, but it will be completely random.
Yeah,
like the Hawks getting the first pick, the Mavs getting the first pick. If these odds were happening this year, like who's at the top of the lottery right now that could get a random number 1 pick and change the team, but they're not top of the lottery, top of the play-in? You use the Hornets.
I actually have the odds.
Okay, pull up the odds.
Yeah, on what they'd look like.
So if it happened today, the Hawks are the best odds because they have 2 bites of the apple. Yeah. Grizzlies, Hornets. So yeah, the Hornets could get up there and get AJ DeBonsa and change their team.
That'll be fun as fuck. Literally the only time where we see like a team that's pretty good, like the Hornets, which is like an anomaly, and then I guess the Indiana Pacers, for instance, who are literally only bad and only primed to get a top 3 pick in the draft, is because their star player tore their fucking Achilles. They shouldn't be this bad at all. But they are, and I think that makes even a more interesting storyline because they have this new young enigma with whoever it might be to put them in completely different territory that they've pretty much never been in the history of their existence. That's mad interesting.
It's a different sport now. Like this if they do this, it changes so much. Like it's a very different league. It's not like any other American sports league if they do this. I guess it's closer to baseball, but baseball has the free agency elements that are different. And the NBA will now be a league without free agency in any way that matters because all the star players don't make free agency anymore. Without a draft as the natural way to get top talent in any way that matters because it's essentially random now. Not actually random, but closer to random. This is much closer to every team gets 2% than it is a traditional way or traditional draft. The way of winning is just like you just have to be nice and you have to find players in the draft and be really, really good. They're demanding everybody be the Thunder and find J-Dubs later in the picks. Find AJ Mitchell's in the second round. Like they're demanding every front office slowly get incredibly smart, and that'll be good for long-term health.
Yeah.
I promise you the Kings will never have a smart front office. They're broke. I promise you the Trailblazers now will never have a smart front office. They're broke. Some of these teams, when they get bad, aren't going to be able to find their Sam Presti, and they'll just be garbage for 10 years until they get lucky.
Damn, that's tough, man.
Yeah. Now, that's what
they did.
He would say, guess you're relegated, buddy.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Mo, what are the Hawks odds right now? Do you know?
They have, I think, the 7th best odds right now.
Yo, I feel bad for the Hawks. The only year they get the number 1 pick was the Reese Shea draft.
It's tough, man.
And just do it in there.
It is.
And then this is what it's supposed to be with the new reforms. And we're finally headed into a league that actually incentivize teams for being mid, and there's the most mid team of all time.
But no, that's
Bro,
okay,
we would
though.
have ran this bitch.
But that's okay.
Are you kidding me?
Don't say woulda. You will run this bitch. You're gonna be mid forever. Eventually, you're gonna be here again. You're never gonna leave mid, so you're gonna continue to run this bitch.
You the meta now.
Yeah,
Listen,
exactly.
man. Did Adam Silver just change my broke ass life?
Yes, yes, and that is the point. He changed your broke ass life.
He changed
Chicago's
Miami's
broke ass life. He changed Miami's broke ass life, and he's saying the rest of your broke lives that you choose to be broke. Go be broke like the Hawks. We want a different type of broke in our league because Hawks games are respectable to watch in March.
Yeah.
And again, I do not like the idea on paper But in terms of I was in the league office and Adam was explaining this to me, I would understand it.
I'm always gonna be scared of Adam Silver change though.
Me too.
I ain't gonna lie, because every time we talk about these changes, there's always a side effect that makes us turn. Like you fix the problem that you were trying to solve, then you create a whole new problem that it's low-key a worse problem.
And that'll happen. That with this rule change, that will happen.
Yeah.
People will treat it that way, but it won't be a new problem. It will be the intended side effect.
Yeah.
Because they will see the Kings win 15 games and get the 8th pick, and they'll say that's a problem. And Adam Silver will say, nope, that's the point. Yeah. Right or wrong, that's the point.
So when they got the second pick, they picked Marvin Bagley. So.
Yep, shouldn't have done it.
And even then, too, if that's the case, if you're a good team who has good aspirations and you hire the smart people and you put so much money into your scouting department and all that, there's still ways to get over this and not be one of the teams who are just shut out of luck and get the 12th pick or whatever it is. You know, you could be like OKC and snipe a J-Dub. You could be, I don't know, a team like the goddamn Pistons. And remember they got like the 5th overall pick or something like that for consecutive years. Like you could be smart and wiggle your way around that. Or you could just be, again, like the Kings, who are, I feel like, pretty much like the only bad team in the league who has like legitimately stupid people in that front office who just always make somehow, some way, the worst decision possible.
But to be fair, the Pistons would be the Kings if they didn't get one that one time and get Cade.
Yeah.
We're just rolling out here with Jaden Ivey, Asar, and the guys at number 5, Ron Holland. They would be the Kings. So in some regards, it will still come down to who gets lucky that year, and it'll be your job to do everything you can to be ready for when you get lucky.
Yeah, man. Just got to be smarter.
Tough.
I know.
Tough. You know what I like, though? The NBA does have real problems, and it's talked about so much online about, like, has the MLB passed them up? They're a dying league and all this stuff. The sentiment is bad amongst casual fans that aren't into the league, and everybody has their ideas of why that is. I think almost all of them are misguided. The conversation about why the NBA is failing has become, here's my personal gripe. This is why the league is failing. This is why the conglomerate will die. Because my one minuscule own complaint that personally bothers me is it all, right? That happens a lot.
Yeah.
One of the actual real problems I need to solve is people not thinking the regular season matters. That sentiment and people not wanting to tune in isn't a huge deal right now. It will be 6 years from now when the main audience is these 15-year-olds now that don't care about regular season and only watch on social media, that consume the NBA through the Deep 3 podcast clips. The people that only do that and don't watch games because they're 15 now, when they're 21, if they feel like the NBA regular season doesn't matter, they won't watch games. As millennials age out of the target demographic and Gen Z becomes the main one, and even below that, Gen Alpha, if they don't think regular season games matter, that will become the biggest long-term issue they could possibly have.
I mean, Adam Silver was hear that. He says, oh, watch some highlights, buddy. You know, that's all I got for you.
And he says that because he had to say something positive. He knows that the biggest threat to him is that young people don't care about sports as much. And that's coming for every league. Every league look across America, ask your younger brothers, younger cousins, they don't care as much about sports as you did when you were their age. That's like no matter what. They watch YouTube more, they watch streamers more. They don't care about sports. So making the young people care.
Not me. Not that bad. Not that bad. I'm not on kick streams. I'm not watching all the guys.
That is a serious problem coming for all
leagues.
They
got to touch grass, man. You got to roll the ball out, put your hand in the dirt, man.
These kids bitch made, man. Let's just talk about it, bro. All you want to do is go hop on fucking Twitch and watch all these guys. Come on, man.
Yeah. So they don't care about sports, right? That's coming for every single league. NBA has the youngest league, so they will feel that effect soonest. Mm-hmm. So if this is his way of trying to make young people care about sports as much as possible and show that the games matter as much as possible, you got to respect it, because that's a real looming issue for every league.
And also, too, all these partners just give you a fucking boatload of money, too. So it's like you got to consistently try to make the league better and better and better to hold up to basically year one now that we're in of these new deals with these
also
broadcasters.
Plus, the thing also kind of had to go. You just had a coach arrested for giving away information on the tanking team, like that. That is something that you do have to be mindful of. Like, hey, we are at all times, it is more beneficial for a team to try and win basketball games so that you can knock out tanking, you can knock out gambling scandals and stuff like that.
That's the part where it loses me, because you're never getting rid of that. You're never getting rid of shit like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're not motivated by things like that in the gambling world, because that's a hamster wheel you're never getting off of. But hopefully their heart's in the right place and it's about longevity and it's fine.
If anyone wants to be mad, bro, put all your static towards the Utah Jazz. Put all your static towards teams like the Wizards, bro.
They ruined the league.
Yeah, it's like you got that one dumbass kid in the class who fucking cheated on a test or whatever, or got the class in trouble. He's like, fuck it, you know what? All y'all homework tomorrow. All y'all pop quiz.
That's them. That's literally the Utah Jazz.
W analogy.
W analogy. Comfy. Very comfy.
Very comfy.
Nice.
Tough.
So,
Puppy wordplay.
also, we see once again cyberbullying works.
Yes.
Oh, you can cyberbully Adam Silver into doing whatever you want. That motherfucker is so online. This is the most online league ever. Every single change made in recent years has been because Twitter bothers him. He doesn't like complaints. You can cyberbully him into getting a toupee.
I would even go further. I think in the world of sports, bullying just works.
I guess.
In the world of sports.
I mean, you try to bully Roger Goodell into doing something with the NFL. He's going to tell you to go fuck yourself.
Okay, maybe it's just a basketball
It's a
thing.
basketball thing. I mean, it is. Also, the MLB made changes for the right. Adam Silver will be bullied and doing anything right or wrong.
Yeah.
They put end racism on the
Facts.
end zones. You're right. Bullying works.
Hey, man.
Sure.
Adam Silver is the most gullible man in the earth. He'll do anything. Last thing we're going to do today.
They took that off, didn't they?
No, the
Are they?
NFL just took it off.
Yeah.
NFL had to end racism. The NBA had a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
NFL just took it off because Trump's America.
Yeah.
Last thing we're going to do today. AJ DeBonsa has a new logo by Nike. As a college prospect, they gave him a logo. So, on the topic of that news, I'm going to show you guys 16 NBA player logos. We're going to put them into a bracket and decide which one we think is the best one in this bracket.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So, 16. First up, AJ DeBonsa's logo versus Andrew Wiggins. Who's up first? Who's the winner?
What the hell?
You say what the hell to AJ's?
Barf and throw up. I don't know which is worse.
So AJ's is like a star, and if you look, the bottom is like an A. Next to it is like a J. The symbol. It's like an A and a J.
And then the left one's a D, allegedly.
I gotta be so high to fucking realize that, bro. I have to be off the wildest drugs to really put that together.
All those shapes are kind of hook-like. So
You
you
just
rotate a
explained
hook a
it.
bunch of ways, you get to all the letters.
You just explained it to me. Still don't see it.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Okay, look at the bottom one. A, you see that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look to the left. J, you see that, right? That
I
hook.
see the J. I see the J.
D above the J, it's like the left line is gone. It's just this side, the swoop. So you rotate
This is such a
clockwise.
bad logo.
He just walked
I'm
up
doing
in
so
there.
much explanation for a logo.
Dude, he walked up in there. He said, I want a star. That's it. Don't tell me how you do it. Figure it out. I just want a star. That's it. Like, that was his prerogative. And they're like, hey, man, we'll try to figure it out. This is the best that he could do.
Is it better than Andrew Wiggins?
Yes. No, wait, no. Andrew Wiggins is better. Andrew Wiggins is way better.
Andrew Wiggins is a bunch of lines. It looks like a construction company.
At least I can, like, tell what it is. It's
It looks like the
readable.
Whataburger logo.
Well, first off, Whataburger logo clears.
Yeah, don't
Just saying
dis-
it's not even original.
don't disrespect Duncan, man. Don't disrespect Whataburger.
Yeah,
I like Whataburgers.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm saying it's just
Check
the
stamp.
original.
What do you guys
A-Dub.
call your donut holes?
Hold on, I'm defending Whataburger.
Don't-
Relax.
Don't say nothing about Whataburger.
With some munchkins. Whole ass snack.
Well, you're a Dunkin' Donuts guy?
I have to be.
It's in his blood.
Why do you have to be?
America runs on Dunkin', and it was a.
This is why we don't like Boston, bro. Even America runs on Boston. Ew, no.
Anyways, I think AJ probably wins this.
Yeah, Wiggins clears. This is one of the worst logos.
Maybe he
I've
just
seen-
want a star. It's a solid star.
I've seen in a while.
But the Wiggins logo is incredibly lame, too.
Yeah, it's just like nothing.
It looks like some graphic design company who just like getting out the mud or whatever.
The graphic design student did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go with
and
AJ.
you know what? They got an F.
Yep. F. AJ wins. Round 2. Donovan Mitchell versus KD. Two heavy hitters.
These are tough, but KD wins. It's too iconic.
I kind of like the D Mitch logo. It looks really good on the shoe too when the tongue has that spider on it.
It's very busy. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But it's a spider. It's like mad complex.
Does
It
he
is.
have his initials in there?
Probably in some way. You know, they always tell a
Yeah.
story with the logo. But I think it's just a cool spider. Kind
And-
of looks like a tattoo.
And honestly,
I'm trying to see the D. Pause.
I'm kind of
All right.
Not. All right.
Okay, I
Right.
will say, I think there's a basketball in the middle of the spider.
Yes,
You see the
there
three
is.
lines?
That's cool as hell.
So yeah, there's a basketball there.
that was crazy. That was wild.
His name's D. Mitch.
That was crazy.
We know his name.
Yeah.
I actually think that because his initials are not here, I think I respect it more.
It's a little creative, not just his initials like KD.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go with D Mitch's logo here.
Really?
The KD logo looks very of the time it came out. It looks like the Beats logo. Looks very 2010.
But I like it though.
It's cool. It's cool too. But I'm also gonna go D Mitch.
All right.
Wow. Okay, I'm outvoted.
Yep.
The D Mitch logo looks like it's like a superhero logo. You put
Yeah,
it on
Spider-Man.
your chest. It's kind of fire.
It's tough. De'Aaron Fox versus Anthony Edwards.
De'Aaron Fox, I appreciate your creativity. I appreciate you trying to just be different, try to be, everybody's so minimal.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna actually have designs out here.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the one to go with. I'm going with Ant. I'm going with Ant at 3.
I agree. I don't even know what Ant's logo is. It's just tough.
It's an A with a lot of like lines inside.
It looks like. Is it like
I
an
don't
ant
get
hill?
the lines though.
Yeah, what do the lines represent?
I have no idea. That part kind of looks like teeth to me. It looks like a
Looks like a stapler.
shark.
Stapler remover.
It does look like a stapler remover.
Yeah.
Wow, that's exactly what it is.
I don't know what it is, but it's cool. That's what I'm gonna say.
Who made De'Aaron Fox?
That's Under Armour Curry brand.
Yeah. I know.
But it has a 5. It has a number.
One?
The 5's in it.
He don't even wear that anymore.
Tough. Yeah, I do think Ant's logo is pretty cool. It looks like it lends itself well to being put on things. It's not an illustration, but it has enough character that's not boring. I fuck with it.
Yeah.
Do we have a new logo for Fox now that he wears 4? This is why also you go towards the initials. If you're gonna bring in something,
True.
the initials are not gonna
Keep it
change.
evergreen.
Yes.
True.
Okay, so maybe we're back on initials now. We were off it last round. Now we're back. We're going Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
Katie just got
Katie's initials just suck.
Damn.
Giannis versus James Harden. I think James Harden's logo is terrible. That looks like a maze.
What the fuck am I looking? I see
both look the
Giannis
same,
GA.
Giannis's looks like a maze suit.
Yeah.
Okay, we got
exactly.
2 mazes. Pick your poison. I don't like the
Giannis's
circle.
maze is more fun though.
Yeah, I think Giannis is slightly better. I like the angularness, I guess. The circle of James Harden's, I don't like it.
I could see the GA. That's tough, but I think I like Harden's more.
Is there a J on the Harden? The Harden one?
No, just an H.
It's just an H.
Just an H. Whack. Giannis has
Whack.
2 initials. You only have 1. Going
Big
Giannis.
initials on this side. GA wins. Second seed goes forward. LeBron James versus Dame.
All
This is
right.
tough, man.
It's not tough. LeBron wins.
No,
And he
LeBron
clears.
wins, but I want to show respect to Dame.
Yeah, let me try to separate the fact that this logo is so iconic and then it's the GOAT and then it's like the coolest human being in the league and it's like my favorite person in the league. Do I think his logo on its own is better than Damian Lillard's for the merit of the design? Yes.
100%. Yes.
The LJ, the crown in the middle, just so incredible.
Damian
tough,
Lillard's
man.
logo, I keep making Attack on Titan references. It looks like a scout logo. It looks like the scouts from Attack on Titan.
It does. I had another nerd one for the Ant one.
Oh, what were you going to say?
It looks like one of the Akatsuki members.
Dude, I was going to say the same thing. What's his name? The black and white face? I forget his name.
Yeah, I don't. I
What is
forgot
his name? Zetsu. Yeah, it looks like Zetsu.
yeah. Type shit.
Type shit.
Grass, bro.
All right, LeBron it is.
LeBron wins.
Don't be on the track.
I know. Come to the track. Get on this turf, bro.
Motherfuckers are running lines for the love of the game. What are you training for?
Man, watch some anime.
Fucking idiots. Like,
I've been to 37U. I'm training.
good luck. We get hit stick anyways.
It's gonna be great.
John Morant versus Shea.
Oh, that's Shay's logo?
That's Shea's on the right.
Man, if Ja could just be a competent basketball player, he would be. I understand why Memphis doesn't want to trade him. This man is one of the most marketable people
So you love the logo
on
like
the
that?
planet. Yes,
Yes,
I like
it's incredibly
Ja's
tough.
logo. I like his shoes. If he could just stay off of Instagram and dunk a basketball every once in a while, he would be amazing.
I think these are both good though.
I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at when it comes to Shay. I see the 2. But
It's
I'm
twos.
like,
It's 2 twos. Upside down, you flip it. It's the same thing. It's like symmetrical twos. Maybe is there an S in there too? I don't know. Probably.
I'm trying to look for these initials now.
Yeah. But it's like the right one looks like an earring. Like it's a cool like.
it looks like a
Piece of,
zipper
like,
or something.
jewelry
I
or
don't,
something.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Shay logo. This is my first time seeing this.
It looks like a music note. I like it a lot. I like
It
both.
does look like a music note.
I think it looks cool. It looks like a logo you just slap on something. If I told you that was a luxury brand, you believe me.
Yeah, I would.
Fair.
It's pretty fucking cool.
Jaws logo clears though.
Clears?
Yeah, it's tough. Yes,
It actually would.
it
does
clears. Yeah.
Okay. I think Josh shoes clear. I think we're putting that into the logo a little bit.
I actually don't. So I really like the 3 and the 4. Shea shoe is up there. It's
I
nice.
agree.
Yeah,
it's
incredible.
grown a lot.
Okay. I like them both a lot. You guys feel passionate about Ja?
Yeah, Jaws and stuff.
Yes.
Peace, you agree?
Not
J&A is
really.
so sleek.
But
Yeah, I don't think you're either. I feel like I like Shay's a little more.
yeah.
Like that's like sleek.
What happens next?
Yeah, what happens next? But if you guys feel good about Ja, I'm not that impressed about it.
Let's get Jaw.
All right, next.
Ooh, is that Jason Tatum?
Yes.
Jason Tatum versus Tobias Harris. These logos stink.
Tobias Harris made this logo himself.
He just wrote his name
It's the most uncreative logo I've seen in my life.
with a pencil.
The O's of basketball. Come on.
But also, Jason Tatum just says JT.
JT.
I
No
know.
flavor, no sauce.
That logo fits Jason Tatum.
Yes, it does.
Tobias Harris's logo looks like Stance, the sock brand. Jason Tatum's logo looks like nothing.
What's worse?
Motherfucker just put an
What's
asterisk
worse?
in his
Socks
name.
or
I think
nothing?
spelling out your name is. I think that's bad. Like
Yeah.
actively.
Yeah.
Obviously,
So biased.
yes. Jason Tatum could do much better, but we really didn't put a lot of thought into that. This is day one of brainstorming.
The rough draft made it to product. Let's go, Jason Tatum.
Oh, thank God. No first round exits this time.
Victor Wembanyama versus Cade Cunningham's new logo. Both very tough.
Nike
This-
cooked.
This is not a 2-7 matchup.
Oof, man. Wemby's
Dare I
logo
say-
was mad unique.
Dare I say I like Cade a little more? The alien's kind of on the nose.
Yeah. The
Dare I say Cade is cool?
double C's are tough.
He made it into a star, just like AJ. He's like, give me a star. And
It's
it's
even
better.
better. Yeah.
He walked in, it's like, oh, we already gave Cade a star.
I know.
There's only so much you could do.
Two motherfuckers in back-to-back years wanted a star. That's hilarious.
Then the basketball alien.
Basketball. You're playing
Double
off.
Nike logos in your logo. Is that not nasty?
Why did they do that?
Kinda.
You know what?
is-
That's fair.
And
That's
also-
a fair point.
Yeah.
Like,
Cade-
why is Nike glazing themselves? Make this about Wemby, not Nike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think that playing off of your nickname and not, I do want to give credit to some logos that don't have initials, because I do think like it's a very easy thing to.
You keep
to-
saying
to
that,
play
but
off
it
of.
sounds like we like initials.
I go back and forth, but when it's like actually done right, I think the ceiling for a non-initial logo might be higher.
I think we have a Cade
I don't
Cunningham
know.
upset on our
I
hands.
think I like Cade's more.
I think we have an upset. I know people
Yeah.
love Wemby. I know they love his logo. I think Cade might win this.
The only thing that can get me there is the double Nike check.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. The double Nike
going
check
Cade?
is there.
Yeah,
Cade.
I'm going Cade.
Cade
Wow,
it
down
is.
goes Victor Wembanyama.
Wow. Wow. All right. So that's the end of the first round. Let me go ahead and give y'all the bracket so far.
Okay.
There
So
you
who
go.
advanced? Who are the final eight?
AJ versus D Mitch. Ant versus Giannis. LeBron versus
He's struggling.
Ja Morant. And then JT versus Cade.
Okay.
How the hell did AJ get this far?
Well, he only won one time.
How did he get this far?
It's not very far yet.
All right, let's keep going.
He made a Cinderella run to the second round. That's a lot.
All right.
I'm going D Mitch.
AJ DeBonsa versus Donovan Mitchell.
Sweet.
That stupid ass star out of my face.
I kind of like Patrick Star.
I'm sorry, man.
I mean, so it's a little weird. It's not a bad logo. The star is kind of cool.
Yeah, but it doesn't symbolize anything. Like you have to trick your way into seeing everything. You have to overly use so many words,
Yeah.
expressions to get to see where an abbreviation of his name is. You don't see it for real.
That's the picture that they show you at the psychiatrist and be like, tell me what you see.
It's a Rorschach test.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Trying to get to your deepest, darkest secrets.
Yeah, and I don't need that for a shoe logo.
Okay. You don't need to get psychological.
Time and place. Time and place. I'm going with D Mitch.
Okay. D.
Yeah.
Mitch wins.
What would you rather have on your article of clothing though? Does that matter? I think that matters a lot.
I agree.
So
that's why I'm going AJ.
when
Yeah.
I think about basketball players, I think mostly on the shoe. And I think like for a majority of the time, the logo can be on the shoe, whatever. I'm not
This
getting
star on the heel of a shoe is going to be kind of cool. When it
I'm not
happens.
getting like a D Mitch like tracksuit or something like that.
Fair.
Yeah, that's you bring up a good point.
Okay. That's not my go-to.
Are we going D Mitch?
I think D Mitch is a better logo.
I'm outvoted.
All right, D Mitch it is. Next.
Ooh, Anthony Edwards versus Giannis. I'm not gonna lie, it's a new era. I think Ant gets him the fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
I think Ant wins again.
I think easily. This is not close to me. Giannis is fine. It looks like a hiking brand.
Yeah, it does. You're right.
Yeah, looks like I'm gonna go buy boots and like rope from this brand.
I'm trying to look up to see what the story behind Ants is.
It's a bunch of A's. I'm sure it means something.
Bunch of A's.
You know, fine. We'll go with Ant.
I don't even know.
Fuck it.
I don't need to know what it means, bro. It's tougher. It's
Tougher.
It's tougher.
All right.
Word.
Roll the logo out. Ant wins. LeBron James versus Ja Morant.
Tough matchup, man. Not fair matchup. At all.
LJ King versus JA. I guess it's like an arrowhead.
And that's where John
Is that too close to weaponry? Are we flirting with fire? Putting some form of projectile?
You're telling me Nike actually set him up for failure?
They're encouraging his habits? Can't
Wait a
condone
minute.
that. LeBron James wins.
Cannot condone that.
We need LeBron in a healthy environment. No arrowheads.
LeBron wins.
LeBron wins. Okay.
Jason Tatum versus Cade Cunningham.
Ooh.
Once again,
Stomping
it's a
about.
new era. Cade snatches chain on the court and off the court.
Whoa.
Yeah. Deal with that.
Ooh.
This honestly might
Who's
be
in the second round?
This might be the biggest blowout
It is 100%.
of the day.
That JT one. Like, let's really talk about this.
Be honest with yourself, B.
What's wrong with Jordan Brand?
It really is a Jordan Brand problem.
What's wrong
not
with
even
them?
lying. Do they have like different designers than Nike? Like,
Yes.
what's going on?
Yeah, they got one designer at Jordan Brand. He sucks.
Oh shit.
He does them all. See Luca's logo? It's not on here. It sucks.
Yeah. Zion.
I don't even know if he has a logo. Probably sucks. Cade wins.
They've been bad
All right, Cade
for
wins.
years- for what, 2 decades now?
Probably more since he retired.
The new JTs aren't horrible though.
Not with the logo designer. Maybe the shoe designer is a different person. He can survive. Logo designers.
All right, this is the new bracket. We have Donovan Mitchell versus Ant, LeBron versus Cade.
Final four.
Final four.
Okay, what's our first matchup again?
Here we go.
Donovan Mitchell versus Anthony Edwards.
Fuck. I think Ant wins.
Yeah, I think we let the spider go a little too far.
Yeah.
It's a good logo, but I think Ant's logo is like, I'd rather wear it on clothes. It probably looks better on shoes. The design principles of those like
cleaner.
spiky things in the middle,
Yeah.
it goes into the shoe. They got the ridges on the sides too.
Yeah.
It's cohesive.
It's kind of like my only thing with the D Mitch logo is kind of looks childish. Just a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah.
you know, like I'm not
Wow.
rocking out this logo
A little
with
bit.
like pride, you know.
A
I
little
think
bit.
Ant's logo is kind of timeless. It goes in like so many eras.
I don't know if it's timeless, but I do think it is less childish than D Mitch's. So, the storytelling that you're talking about, that reeled me in a lot.
It's
I
an
like that.
aggressive logo for an aggressive player. It fits him
Ant wins.
Yeah.
and wins.
I'll take
On to
it.
the finals. Anthony Edwards goes. Next up, LeBron James versus Cade Cunningham. Man, I'm so high on this Cade logo. It belongs in the Final Four. Does it belong in the finals?
No, it can't.
No.
It can't.
The LeBron logo is that good, even outside of being bronze.
Yeah, because the Cade passes, both of them obviously passed the shoe test. And I actually think that Cade probably looks better on a shoe. But in terms of apparel, I think LeBron clears them.
Oh, well, first of all, I'm not wearing any LeBron James logo apparel. I don't know if I'm going to go that far. That's some pretty whack apparel.
Cade logo looks like the 5-star logo. Shout out PBM.
I don't know. You never had a
big PBM
LeBron
fan.
sweatshirt?
Can't say I have.
No. I'd wear LeBron sweats.
Okay.
I got LeBron.
Going LeBron?
Yeah. It's
Cade-
close.
That Cade logo is so good.
It's a
It's like, if they
7-game
give Cade a
series.
shoe and they give him the right shoe to really take this logo to the next level, Cade's logo could be an all-timer.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It
agree.
can be.
Not there yet, though.
It's not there right now.
Tis the story with a lot of LeBron rivals. They're not ready to be at the mountaintop yet.
All
He's
right.
been there, staying there.
Everybody's ready to challenge Bron.
Who's going to take him off? Not Şengün.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Not Reed Shepard.
Not you.
Not you. Anybody but you. I love that. I hate Şengün's wicked game. I'm so glad LeBron did that.
All right, championship round.
Grand Finals.
Ant versus LeBron. Wow. How did we get here?
Damn.
Switch over.
Who's winning?
Here we go.
Old or new?
Ant versus
Edwards.
LeBron, Grand Finals.
Anthony Edwards, you may rest. You made a run. Some might say you don't belong here. Some are questioning, how did you get here? You made it here. I think it's over.
Some are saying it's a new era. Move along, old man. That Şengün couldn't take you down, but maybe my logo can. Some are saying. Some are saying step aside and make room for the next generation.
And some are saying that the old guard is still here and saying, back up. It's not your time yet. I'm going with LeBron here. I think his logo is better.
Okay, you want LeBron?
Okay. If I'm being honest with you, if you put these two logos in front of me, and also like I think the general population, and they didn't know like the lore behind these two logos, more people often than not will probably go with Ant. I think stylistically it's more appealing.
Bezos, what do you think?
Man, I'm a Drake fan. That LeBron logo reminds me of Over. I'm going LeBron. I'm going LeBron.
I thought that was one of the cats.
It's like Cardi B.
And I mean nothing to y'all. Yeah. Big Bron.
This is multiple times. He's trying to get his singing off.
Listen, man.
Keep going.
I'm not
Now
even
I
trying
kinda
to get it
tell.
off. It's just natural.
Now I want to pick against you, honestly. Now I'm more inclined to go Anthony Edwards personally.
Speak
Go
on
ahead.
it.
Go
Speak
ahead.
on it. It's natural.
It's natural. No
He did
BBLs
teach us
around
something the
here.
other day.
Keep going.
No, I don't like it when you do this keep going gimmick.
It kind of sounds.
It sounds nasty.
Yeah. Keep going.
I'm done with the keep going gimmick, man.
Keep going.
With that being said, we'll let LeBron James win. He can win our first logo bracket. He can be in the grand finals.
Oh
my God.
That was like an air
There you
horn.
go.
He's doing air horns with his mouth.
He's just making noises at this point.
Type shit.
Type shit.
Type shit.
Congrats, LeBron James. And that's the end of this episode. If people are still here, what should they comment, B-Souls? Spell that out.
Yeah, you got to spell that
Spell
out.
it
No,
out.
no, that's the challenge for them. Y'all got to figure out how to spell that sound.
And we'll see y'all on Thursday.